sight, the old gods granted me a vision of the way to change reality. In the shadows creeping, can't rest your weary head. No time for you to sleep now, or evil it will spread. So gather all your friends and listen to my tale. Adventure story shaping the magic and the veil. Dragons, devils, demons, and creatures that I fear, and heroes of the north. Just please don't be scared. The heroes are the monsters to the enemy. It all depends upon the way that you perceive. Original GM, we're here to set you free. Come join in the adventure. Who you wanna be? Who you wanna be? We are we are
Welcome back to Original GM. I am Hupahu, once again joined with Chikala and Wachi, and we're going back at this new series that we started. Heaven is Falling, right?
Heaven has fallen,
Heaven has Fallen.
I think.
Kind of a working title. Our titles are more like guidelines than actual truth. No. So yeah, so we're gonna get right back at it, you guys, if you're ready.
Yeah.
We'll start off where we last left off with Velia and Gordon and Ray. You guys were going to the Ranger School, the Pepperdine Ranger School, which is opened up just a few seconds ago. You saw the beacon of light. It's the same color as the bluish color that the ghosts represent. When you look through her eyes, you guys come out the front door. When you look through her eyes, you look down and it's way below you, but you can see completely through everything, all the way to this light. And it's basically a flame that's a bluish color, that's blues and off blues and whites, shades of white that go up like a flame, but it's humongous, probably two or three stories tall, the flame itself. You can kind of see the building that it's around, but all you really see about the building that around, it's like ultravision kind of. So you see the outline of the building, and the structure itself is a dome, just a solid dome. And the flame is coming from the center of it, at the bottom of it, all the way out the top of this structure. You don't know if, like, when you get there, if it's going to be outside the structure or not, but in this spirit-like vision, that's what you see. And as you're looking at it, you realize you could connect with that energy through Serva. And she can teleport you directly to that location. It's really not a teleport, it's a quick movement. It's like your movement rate, but it's really quick, and it'll go right to that location. You know the Verbodyne Ranger School in Verb is also semicircular. Has rumors of the ever-burning flame of spirit that's in the center of it. Some of the rituals and stuff talk about the ever-burning flame. Ever-burning spirit flame. And so, but you're with Ray, so you can't do that. And you can tell Gordon knows that too, but you guys are kind of going together, and you go to the promenade. And at the promenade, you start going down the spiral staircase, down the shaft, and you go deep. It's really deep down. You're like, wow. So I'm going to show you right here where you're coming from. Right here's where you're coming from. And you go down 1, 2, 3, 4 levels. And you go into the orcish section. And you know, you see orcs when you come off the promenade standing there and looking your direction, and they all kind of just bow their heads to Gordon. As he walks through like a king. He doesn't stop, he just keeps walking. And they all stop what they're doing, move off to the side like subservient towards him, and they kind of bow towards him, like give a nod towards him like that. And these don't look like warrior orcs necessarily. I mean, all orcs have a warrior in them, you know what I mean? But these are like workers. They're like people that are doing tasks and deeds and adding to the capitalism of Mirabilia. So you walk into the orcish section, and you immediately see a standing tower over a lake with 2 very large tents, and then that structure that you see. Now you're outside the spirit vision when you come and look, and it just looks like a structure to you. There's no flame, there's no nothing. And then she changes your eyes, and you see the flame coming out the top of it, at the tip of it. The structure's pretty large, around 60 feet or so, and the flame's just coming out the very tip. And then your eyes go back to normal, and Gordon walks up to him. He kind of looks at Ray. He's like, I'm not sure if you'll be able to enter. Once we get in there, we can try to get you in, but maybe I should go in first.
Okay.
He walks up to the wall, and you see his ghost kind of take him over a little, and he goes right through it.
Maybe we should just go home. I'm sure you're safe with them. Oh, he'll probably get you. I think it's my dad that's doing this.
You see a door just appear right in front of you, just out of nothing. Just the outline of a door, and then it opens.
Oh, nice. All right, come on.
You guys step inside, and your spirit vision takes over just for a moment again, and you see what looks like a large forge in the center of this place. That flame is in the center of that forge. And you look around, and there's several workstations around that forge going around it. The ones in front of you, looks like there's some leatherworking stuff set up, like a leatherworking station there. And the room is, you have to go down a hallway to get to this room, and this room is about 30 foot in circumference. Seems to be in the center of this structure, whatever it is. And when you look around, you will recognize the different duties of the Verbodyne Ranger portrayed in statues and little alcoves off to the sides as they go around. Loyalty, sacrifice, all of them they go around the circle to each of the directions. In between those, you see smaller statues, and they're sunk into the wall a little bit more than those. Like you really wouldn't recognize them except for you're familiar with Verbodyne culture and you know that there's a meaning to all of this. And you're looking and you see there's other little statues that are in the northwest, southeast, southwest, and northwest directions. But as you walk in, you see your dad there. Jet is standing there with Boren.
Her brother.
Ray, your uncle, Boren, and your dad, Jet. And they're kind of smiling and looking at you guys. Welcome, they say. Of course, a vanguard is welcome in this holy place, Jet says. He walks up and gives you a hug. Tells you, you can hear it kind of whispered in your ear. He says, I'm proud of you. You've done well. And he turns back and kind of looks you over a little bit. Looks at your weapons and everything.
It's good to see you.
Boren comes over and gives you a hug.
I'll hug him. I'll pull out the Verbodyne Ranger symbol.
Okay. He kind of smiles. Takes it back from you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Knew there would come a time when you would return it to me. You see him take one of his belts off and start attaching it to it. He goes over to the leatherworking area and starts attaching it right there to it.
Nice. Smile.
I hope it protected you, or I hope that you didn't need its protection.
I never used it, but I'm aware of.
Gordon kind of looks over at Jet. He's like, so brother. He goes, I know, I fucking know. You're gonna berate me about this. He's like, no, I wanted to commend you on your fucking cojones, balls, on your balls. This is crazy. I can't believe you're doing this. What better place than a protected place like Mirabilia? The teachings must continue, and I don't care. I agree with Boren. And I think his outcast is a bunch of ridiculousness. But I couldn't tell Father that. He goes, no, you couldn't. Verb is in ash. Father is fine, but they're deep under the ground, just as we are. The city of Verb is gone. The town, whatever you want to call it. And Jet says, yeah, that's what I've heard. And most things were prepared for, so it wasn't a surprise. No lives lost. Boren goes, well, they are the lucky ones. He turns and kind of looks at you and he goes, so you have chosen your path. He looks at your dad and he says, then I suppose she is yours. Jet nods, of course. He turns and walks over to you and he pulls a ring out and he says, welcome to the Verbodyne Rangers, my daughter. You will be the first member of this place.
Cute.
It's a ring with a V on it, and it's real intricate. It looks like it's obsidian and silver. It's made of. And put it on. Okay. It's a +3 ring of protection. It works on both saves and armor class. If you max out to -10 or go below 0 with it, it will have no effect other than showing your status as a Verbodyne Ranger of the city of Mirabilia. You really pay attention to it, you look down and you can see a symbol of Mirabilia with an M down at the bottom of it hidden within the V. Then there's vines and various other things around it. Because I think your armor class is there, right?
With tumbling it is.
So now,
But without the tumbling, no.
so it'll move it to -9 then? And with tumbling, -10?
Yeah.
Okay. The notations on my sheet, you got it over there? I got, as you may notice, I got some new screens from Chicava. She made them. Pretty cool. Thank you so much. It's awesome. I like the new look.
It was time.
Yeah. Okay. So you joined the Verberdine Ranger School in Mirabilia, and you were the first member. And you turn and you look and you realize that Boren, Jet, and Gordon will probably be teaching the three ways. You know that there's one way that's completely good, one way that's neutral, and one way that's evil. And you're curious. You must assume that Boren is probably neutral. And if he's neutral, that's odd considering he started the Dark Ranger School in Burberdine and got kicked out for all that.
Right.
It's kind of weird. Unless Gordon's neutral, which you know, probably not the case with this ghost. You're pretty sure. But how would Boren do it? So maybe Boren, you just don't know. Well, you just don't know. But you are aware that everyone in this room has a ghost now. Now you're aware of that because you have one. And you turn and look at your father, and you feel through her sort of that there's a good energy over there, like a good alignment and a good energy around your father or in him. But you've never met the ghost. It's very odd. And you don't see the ghost come forward either. You just feel it, but you don't see it come forward at all.
And his eyes are just.
His eyes are just normal. You've never ever seen him that happen to him like it happens to Gordon all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's happened to you a few times. You don't ever see that happen to your dad. All growing up and everything. You never discussed it. It was never brought up in any way. But now that you're here in front of him, you feel that he has one. And you also feel that Boren does. He has a ghost too. You can feel it. But it doesn't seem to be present
Right.
either.
It's not as sociable as Uncle Gordon's.
Yeah.
This is amazing. Thank you.
You're aware that your ghost knows those other two ghosts too, and you're also aware they're not communicating, they're not talking. You don't know what that means. Yeah. Jet at that point hands Gordon a bag. He's like, here. What's this? He's like, messages. Kind of looks at him funny and takes the bag and puts his hand. He starts pulling out these scroll cases that are about this big, and you realize it's a bag of holding. And he looks at them and sets them down and starts going through, and there's a total of 8 scrolls when he pulls them out. And he hands one to each of you, and these are nice bone inlaid. They're beautiful scroll cases. And he hands it to you, and it has your name on the front of it. And, yeah, you as well. And your name is on the seal that it's attached to, and it has a string that goes through, and it's waxed shut. You're gonna have to pull the string to open the scroll.
Okay. Do that.
He's like,
Yeah.
okay. You open it, and both your scrolls say the same thing. So I'll just read it to you. It says the cult, it has a symbol of Tiamat, and it says the cult of Tiamat cordially invites you to attend our annual symposium at Aeon Zul on Tuesday morning at 1 a.m. And that would be tomorrow, like tonight, late tonight when it goes. So it's pretty close to the time. You have been selected because of your particular skills, worldly affiliations, or political station. Please wear the masks and robes included with this message, as amenity is a great desire for your protection and others. With the symbol of the cult of Tiamat at the bottom. you look at it and you realize there's more on here because you speak the cult's language. Was it you guys? It wasn't you guys. It was the other
It
characters.
was
So you don't.
Lily.
So that's it. That's all you see. It seems to be some sort of invitation, and you see Gordon as you look over. He's pulling out something, and you see these black robes with these masks. Hands you.
Take it.
They don't appear magical, he says. I suppose yours probably says the same thing as mine.
Any idea what that means? Like symposium? What?
Jet's like, what's going on? Gordon's like, just messages from. He goes, come on, what the fuck's going on? Bourne kind of looks over at you guys. Well, we've been invited to the cult of Tiamat to a symposium, an annual symposium. Jet looks at him and goes, you know what the cult of Tiamat's about? That's what, yeah, you know all about it. And he goes, I know all about it. I expect that I would be asked to do this, but them, it's odd. As well as the others on this list. Which I'll need to get in touch with everyone and give them their stuff. Everything is cool, man. He looks at Jet and he says, I gotta go take care of this. And Jet's like, okay. He turns and kind of looks at you too. He says, are you with me?
Yeah.
Father comes back over, gives you a hug. Bourne gives you a hug. Bourne turns and looks at you. It's fine. It's good to finally meet you and see you.
Me too.
Mama to know. Jet's daughter. She smiles. And Gordon gets the hell out of Dodge. You guys leave. As soon as you come out, Lily, you get telepathic message from Gordon. Hey.
Hey.
So, several of us got these scrolls to attend this symposium for the cult of Tiamat in Anzul tonight at 1 a.m. You got one. Along with it comes a mask and a cloak for anonymity. I can only assume that yours says the same thing as mine, but I've got the scroll. Probably need to get it to you.
Can I roll my have a non-weapon
Okay.
dragon cultist
Uh-huh.
culture? Can I roll it to see what the fuck symposium is?
Okay, yeah. I can tell you, you're not sure what that means. So yeah, roll and see if you know what it means. It'd be obvious if you knew.
Yes,
Okay.
I made it.
A meeting to discuss a particular topic. It's just a meeting. But you know within the dragon cult religion that to be invited to the symposium is the leadership of the dragon cult. Go there, not anybody down below.
Okay.
It's a big deal. It's a religious, spiritual thing too. So yeah.
Okay.
Gordon says there's more.
What?
The outside of the scrolls have the tongue of the dragon cult,
Mm-hmm.
and there's more messages within there about my particular status within the cult. I can only assume yours has it too, whatever. Yeah. They're showing me as a different being, but that's okay.
What do you mean?
They're calling me a Dragon High Lord. My old station and title is what they used. Seems that we're in league with them now, so maybe this is a step in the direction that brings peace to this planet.
Let's hope so.
I'll be going. I don't know about you. Where are you?
I'm at the house.
He doesn't take the scenic route again this time. He just grabs your hands. He like reaches over, just grab my hands, teleports you back to the house, to the hero's headquarters. Lily, you're in there. He walks over and hands you the robe and the mask and the scroll.
Take it.
Okay.
Open the scroll and read it.
It says exactly what he said, what I said to you earlier, except on the outside. It gives you classification of a High Lordess mage. But you understand because of the cult and because of all your non-weapon proficiencies when you guys were going against these guys that if you use the term High Lord or High Lordess, that means you're on a dragon. That means you control a dragon. That you are in the military, you're with a dragon, and religious, and it sets you aside. Dragon High Lords usually don't answer to, and Lordesses don't answer to anyone except for the people above them, and their usually distinct duty is directly from above on what to do.
Okay.
They hold a big position. And with that, it like shows the initiation of your rank, which individuals accepted this or signed off on this. And it's just a huge number of names on both sides of the scroll. Some of them recognize, some of them you don't. Out of those that you recognize, you see the name Shadrix. Does that ring a bell? Roll under your intelligence.
Yes.
That was the shadow dragon you guys killed, and then it came back. The undead shadow dragon.
Yeah.
Killed it, came back, and you let go.
Yeah.
It was him. Shadrix was his name.
That's who they're saying.
There's a list of probably 20-some names on the outside of your scroll in the dragon cult tongue that are individuals that are your equal or greater in the dragon cult that accepted your initiation into the cult. And you would know that you have to be accepted by a certain number of individuals to get into the cult. It has, and sometimes it's an overview if you're a soldier or something already been serving, whatever, but you recognize that name. You also recognize the name Spinster. Does that ring a bell?
Yes.
Okay. His name is on there.
Thought he was
What?
dead.
Zira, you're in the temple of Nera, correct? With
Yes.
Alex. You get a telepathic message that's the same from Gordon. He's like, hey, I got a scroll. Has your name on it.
Okay.
It's from the Cult of the Dragon. And he starts filling you in on all of that as you're sitting there. But we're going to rewind and go to the beginning where you're sitting in the Temple of Nera.
Okay.
Just pause for a moment. And you're in front of Alex with your two undead.
Yeah. You're getting the armor and stuff?
Yeah,
Are we
getting
done with
them
that yet?
you're in the armory.
Okay.
So that two-handed sword, the big huge claymore, two-handed claymore sword is it does 212 and it's a +3 weapon. He straps it on his back and everything. The armor they're going to have to make, and they tell you it'll take a few hours to make
Oh,
that.
okay.
He'll let you know. What else you got? You know, I would say that these things will follow every action that you give them up to what they're capable of. That's your question, is what they're capable of.
Yeah.
Are they
yeah.
independent thinkers? It looks like it. So you must be careful giving them the right to think independently.
Right.
The other thing I was going to talk to you about is I was thinking about, I'm sure you're going to love this, and she'll smile, I'm specializing into necromancy.
hold on. Kind of looks around. I could have swore I just heard you say that you wanted to be a necromancer. And after the moral and ethical implications that we dealt with in the middle of fighting undead and Kyusukyu and all of that, you were the one of them, especially you, that was trying to teach me the right moral and ethical path. I have to give you shit. That was a long time ago. I realize that a lot's changed since then.
It has.
Of course I can help you.
Okay. So,
You're talking about the priestess path.
yeah. Yeah.
He reaches inside of his bag and he pulls out a tome and he's like, this should help.
Take it from him.
You know illusion. You can't use it, right?
I do.
If you do this.
I don't know that I could have before anyway.
Mm. Yeah?
They don't work on me, most of them. Illusions.
He just nods at you. He's like, I wish I could say that.
And then the other thing, so right now I can only cast up to 3rd circle spells.
Yeah.
Is there any way I can fix that? Is there anything that I can do to be able to cast higher? And it's only 3rd circle because I have an eye on stone, or it would be 2nd.
Well, become wiser. That is the key, isn't it? He says, and he kind of smiles at you.
Yeah.
I often wish I was wiser too. That's a difficult thing to do. Usually the things that alter that will alter you.
Yeah.
I do know that the orbs,
Mm-hmm.
the questions, the dragon eye orbs, do you have any of those left?
Everyone, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I do.
So I know that when the 50 questions are asked of the orb, the moment that takes place, it resets. But in the process of doing so, it gives you wisdom.
It does. It takes something as well when it does it.
It does.
But yeah.
There's an answer. Other than that, I'm not sure. I can keep my eyes open, but that book there will help you in what you desire and need, but you'll need to pray. Yeah, I would suggest that's not for me to say.
What do you mean?
I was going to suggest something, but then I realized that's not my place, so I will not suggest it. However, I'm excited that you're going to be a necromancer. That's wonderful. He smiles at you.
Smile.
I think Nero will be pleased with that.
Kind of seems like everything's pushing me in that direction.
Yeah, and he looks over the two abominations. And says,
Yeah.
Yeah, it does kind of look like that, doesn't it?
Yeah. Right?
He looks at your hand. He's like, so you've masked it?
He asked me to. Sure.
Can you see through it?
What do you mean?
What's on it? Hiding it.
I'll look at it. Can I?
Do you try to?
Yeah.
Suddenly you see your hand and everything changes and the spell disappears and it's back to the hand again. It just goes. Then you look at it like, what the fuck? And you realize it's grown about 2 inches higher than it was. That much of your skin has been changed. It disappears and he's like, oh, fuck. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
You realize it was illusion,
It
but you
was.
believed it. And so it worked.
It's higher than
Even
it
though
was.
illusions don't work on you.
Yeah, because I believe
Because you believed it, it worked.
Yeah, that's interesting. Can I try to re-bully?
No, you try. It doesn't. Nothing happens.
That's not how that works.
No.
Shoot, tell Alex, it's grown. It's higher up than it was. It was right here. She'll point.
Is one of the effects that it does that more and more?
I don't know.
When did this happen? Just from hiding it? It happened?
I don't know. Recently. It wasn't like that before I put that on there.
He walks over and gathers a couple priests and he starts talking to them and he asks them to cast some spells for him. He's got some questions and he starts asking. He says, give me a moment. You just kind of stand there. The hand says to you, I can give you the answer. You don't need to ask others.
Okay.
The more you do to make yourself look like me, the more it will become me. I do not think it's possible for me to take you over completely without your approval, which is something I know you won't give. I would have to take over more than half of you for that to happen. We could discuss in the near future doing more, of course. If you get to a point where you no longer really want me, we could remove it. I do know how to do that. It would require a lot. But we could remove it and put it on something else, say, one of the abominations. And in the process, perhaps make a deal with one another that I work for you. Something to think on. Alex walks up to you. He's like, so you have done some things recently. And he points at the cloak. Put that on.
Yeah.
You manicured the hand. You did things that he would do, so he started to grow.
He just told me that the more I do to make myself look like he looked, the more he'll grow.
About that point, you get a message from Gordon. Hey.
What's up? She's gonna sighs when she's.
And he tells you about the invitation and everything.
Oh goodness. That's quite the invite.
Yeah. I have your scroll and everything. It says more than that in the cultist tongue.
Yeah, what's it say?
I don't know. I haven't opened yours.
Oh, I see.
You speak it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where you at?
I'm at the Temple of Mira.
When you're done, come back to the house.
Temple of Larkin. Alright. I'm trying to get these abominations and some armor, some weapons, and I'm talking to Alex, and yeah, I'll be there in a little while.
All right.
I decided to specialize in the necromancy.
Oh. Miranda's like, oh, congratulations, dear. You hear it?
Thank you.
That is exciting.
Isn't it though?
Gordon's like, cool.
Yeah. So I'll be there in a little while.
It's funny you're talking to Alex, Gordon says.
Yeah, no.
How do you take that?
He's thrilled. He's thrilled.
Did he laugh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I
He
bet.
gave me more shit than you could imagine.
I imagine.
Yeah. Things change.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not the same person I was when I used to give him shit. For sure.
Agreed.
Okay, I'll be there in a little while.
Okay. All right. Back in the house. Gordon gives Vay the scroll. He's there. Myra gives her one. Gives Tatalda one. And he gives Havoc one. And he gives Dusty one.
Poor Chris.
Yeah. So Myra opens hers like, what the fuck is this? Fucking crazy.
It's an invite.
Yeah.
Me to help you read the dragon cultist stuff?
Yeah, I don't understand any of that. She hands it to you.
I'm gonna read it to her.
It claims her as a dragon high lordess of Tiamat. And you look and you see the signatures, you see the artistic classifications of titles that are equal or greater within the cult. You didn't spend a lot of time on that.
Yeah.
You just kind of looked, you saw Spencer's name and you saw Shadrix's name, and one corner of Myra's, you look at it and it says Bella Corsai. And you're like, no. And then you look at yours, she's on there too, on yours.
Ray and Bailey can hear them talking about that, right? The cultist talk.
Did they say that? Yeah, you would have heard that. Yeah, you would have.
Ray will walk up to Lily, like, can you probably read this out? Hand it to her.
Read it out loud.
Dragon High Lordess. And Dusty asks you too. He's like, can you read mine? You know, all of you are Dragon High Lords or Dragon High Lordesses with other titles that go with that, like depending on your class.
Okay.
His says Chancellor, Dragon High Lord, Dustinian Willow, Chancellor of Tiamat. Lily's his Grand High Lordess. Lily Thistlebrand. Myra says the same thing. Havoc says the same thing. Vase says the same thing. Zira as well. So yeah, it's all of them.
Ray would be like, what does that mean? What
Ray?
does that mean? Yeah, she'd be like, what does that mean?
My understanding is that it means that we'll be dragon riders. Or masters of dragon, or...
Really?
That's
Ray?
what
Yeah.
it's supposed to mean.
No. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. My bad. And you as well. I forgot you guys weren't on the list. I'm sorry. You were, but not on this list that I was talking to you guys about currently. So
That's amazing.
it's 10 on that list.
That's so cool. That's like actually one of my goals. Was a vanguard. Yeah.
Vay kind of walks up and he's like, so, well, I think it's all good and all, and I'll go. But it remains to be seen, you know what I mean? I know they're allies, but I don't worship Tiamat, he says, so if it requires that, I'm not doing it.
You know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't suspect anybody up near it would, but... Gordon at that point says, does not require worship. But with worship comes other things. And you have to understand that whatever dragon you are connected with will worship Tiamat. So there is that. Or at least hold some sort of allegiance to her.
Of course. Makes sense.
He looks at Belia and he's like, before it comes out, I think you should know Probably everyone should know. He kind of looks around. My dragon is the hallowed one. A grand eternal red that is responsible for destroying corn. By order of Tiamat, of course. Much has changed since then, but nonetheless, you should know. You all should know. There's a tension in the room. Tension kind of creeps out. Yeah. Let's go back to Eras.
0.
Or 0, sorry. Alex is like, do you need anything else, or?
No, that's it. I just gotta.
At that point, Alexandria comes through the hallway and walks in and comes up to Alex, and she looks at 0 and nods. Queen, she says, Alex, a moment of your time. Alex kind of looks at you, he's like, are we done?
Yeah, we're good. Thank you, Alex.
All right, you leave?
Mm-hmm.
Where do you go?
Walk back to the house. Yeah, I don't have a teleport rod. I really need to get one. Yeah, I'll walk back to the house.
Okay. Your 2 abominations come with you. When you go up the promenade past the Orcish section, and you're still going up, but there's two or three sections of Orcish section, and any orcs that you encounter will bow to you. They bow like to their queen, as you go by. Anyway, you're going to go back up, so let's go back to the house. Eras,
Yes.
what are you doing? Still sitting at the fire?
Sitting at the fire. Existential crisis. No.
You're hearing all of this that's going on in front of you too at the same time.
Guess I'm not invited. So she's thinking to herself. No. I guess she's just sitting there listening to everybody.
Alexandria telepathies to you, and she says, the Council of Druids have requested a meeting with you and I.
Right now?
As soon as we can. They claimed that they wanted to discuss the weapon. And the responsibility that you have on creating what you have created. Whatever that means. We're being called to the council, she says.
Okay. Alright, where are you?
I'm at the temple right now.
Okay, yeah. I'll be there in a minute. You want me to just come to you?
I can come to you, dear.
Okay. Alright.
Meet me outside.
Okay, sounds good. She'll stand up. She'll telepathy Gordon and Lily.
Okay.
She'll be like, guys, I gotta go. The Druid Council just requested a meeting with me.
Oh shit. Gordon says.
Yeah, I know, right?
You in trouble?
I don't think so. I
I-
didn't do anything. I don't know. Alexandria said it was something about the weapon and something about my responsibility over what I've created. And I don't know what that means, but I'm one of those.
Did you create a weapon?
No, but I created the city. I think that's what they mean, right? I don't think I created anything else. I don't know. I'm gonna go figure out what the deal is.
Okay.
Okay.
Um, You step outside.
Mhm.
She's standing there.
Nice.
She grabs your hand. Moves her hand like this, and you see a dimensional fold open up. And you see trees, and she steps through as you step through. It closes behind you abruptly. And you recognize this location. This is where you met with E27 and the rest of the council. It was at night. It is at night again.
When I asked them for their orb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's the same as before, but it's you and Alexandria coming up before them, and all the druids are standing off to the side. It takes a while to go from where you dimensional folded into where they're at. It's quite a walk, like it was before.
Is it like it was before with their line on both sides?
When
and
you
we're
get
walking?
up to it, it's that way. Like you probably travel almost a mile before you get to that. And then there's a row of people, row of druids. You see your sister. When you go there. She smiles. Emmett, all the other druids are at the council. And Emmett nods at you when you come up and he says, thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
So we have gained knowledge about the weapon, something that you did not provide to us, but we know of it now. And we would like to be involved with the choosing of who carries it. If that is at all possible, we would be very much interested in that. Because of your request for the dragon's eye and the usage of that eye, our world has changed. And many of the locations that we protect are now ash. Some in this council asked the question on whether or not you're responsible for that. Without the request for the egg, or the dragon's eye, the egg would not have existed nor hatched. Something that we allowed, not knowing the repercussions. None of us knew. Many souls have been lost, and much has changed. It is obvious that we cannot ally with those that create ash. But it is not clear that we can ally with you. You are responsible for this. And as the druids of this world, we have allowed you to harm the earth, its animals, its plants. Give us our boon and we will allow this to disappear. It will no longer be an issue within our council, and you will no longer be responsible. And we will ally with you. Alexandra just stays quiet. She doesn't say anything. She just kind of turns and looks at you like, what are you going to say? She starts to telepathy to you and doesn't. You can tell she's like, and then she kind of looks around and she's like,
This is Emmett that said all that shit?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And you know he's speaking for the druids right now,
Right.
not for himself.
No, it's different.
necessarily.
When he talks for himself, he speaks in riddles.
Yeah.
It's different. She would say, of course. It was not my intention for what's happened to have happened. But if we hadn't have done it, somebody else would have. And who knows if Tiamat would have come first or what would have taken place. But of course.
We're not discussing the politics or religion or prophecies. We're discussing Mother Earth. However, what you say is true. Tiamat would have been birthed first. another choice was made. Do you know who made this choice? Was it you? And they look at you. Alexandria just kind of looks at you. She still hasn't said anything.
I'm trying to think of the technicalities of it, if it was her or not. Because if she lies, I'll fucking know.
For sure.
Yeah, she gave him the orb to make the decision, so it was her choice, right? Right?
She didn't know what he was going to do, though. Right. There was a question.
I'm trying to
There-
protect him.
There was a question, though, on whether or not which egg he would hatch first. If you recall. So you didn't know. You really didn't know. You wanted to assume he would do Bahamut, and he did, but you didn't know. I don't know how you want to word that or what you want to say, but or if you want to say anything. They just all are quiet looking at you.
What exactly did he ask me again? I'm so sorry.
The fact that Bahamut was brought back first, was that your choice? Did you make that choice? Did you birth the egg? Was it you? That's what they're asking, basically. May have not been exactly how they said it, but yeah. They want to know if you actually made the choice to bring Bahamut back before Tiamat. And he'll say that. He sees you're struggling with the question, he'll say that. Basically what we were asking is if you made the decision to bring Bahamut first and birth the egg.
No.
He kind of looks around at the druids and they kind of look at him and look at each other like, you know, like they're talking, but they're not saying anything out loud.
She just kind of looked at Alexandria. She's like,
She telepathy's in your head. It's okay, dear. Then there are some of us here that have decided because of that, the fact that you were not the actual one to do it, you cannot be held responsible for this. And he smiles at you. You see some of them like angry about that decision.
they wanted it to be me.
And at that point, Alexandria says, the decision was made by the Temple of Nera. This is one of our followers that made the decision. And it was based in vengeance. And she looked at him and he's like, ah. So, the fact that Bahamut came back first and it made our enemies twice as strong is not a good thing. If it was done by the Temple of Nera with vengeance, then we can understand her sphere and why it was so. Alexander says, though our followers do have personal affairs and beliefs, and if one of our followers wants vengeance, Nera will agree with that. It may have not been Nera's direct choice, I do not know. That is for the gods. You see Emmett kind of look at her like, really? Like he kind of lowers his head a little bit and looks at her with a pointed eye, and she just stares straight at him.
Could cut the tension with that knife. Goodness.
Then Alexander says, let us say that it is not for mere mortals to be told answers to certain things. And by mere mortals, I mean those present on this plane of existence. And she looks at him, and he kind of smirks a little bit and looks around, because you know they're all immortal.
Mm-hmm.
All these beings that are Hierophants in this area here are all immortal.
Yeah, what happens? That's what happens when you become a Hierophant.
But she's not talking about them.
Right.
It's obvious. Emmett nods. He says, well, we are not here to question an avatar of any deity or the circumstances involving why one would choose. We simply want to know who was responsible for it. And she looks at the Temple of Nera. And he stops and just nods. He's like, well, we already have an ally with the Temple of Nera. As we already allies with the Temple of Nera. She was, of course. So this matter will be dropped, Emmett says. Now, for the matter of choosing who carries the weapon, we would like to request to be involved with that. And Alexander goes, really? It's a request because you had something over us and now you don't. So this is a favor that we would be giving to the Druidic Council, correct? He kind of thinks on a moment. He's like, I suppose so. I believe that would be the case. And she says, oh, so you will work for us. At that point, Druids start to erupt in anger and start to cuss and go off on her. Very disrespectful, some of them.
Oh, goodness.
It is hard to tell who says what, because it all erupts at once. And Emmett just kind of raises an eyebrow when she says it. And she goes, I think our meeting here is done. And he kind of looks at her like, please don't do this. And she turns and she kind of looks at you. Are you ready, dear? Okay. She leaves and starts walking out. They're yelling and screaming, no, come back here. We must decide, you know. And Emmett's trying to calm them all down. And there's just an eruption of,
This is not good.
yeah. After you
The
guys,
last thing she wanted was to make enemies with the Druid Council too. Like,
Yeah.
she's been trying to make them allies since level 1.
so
Damn it.
she takes you outside of this and teleports back to the Temple of Nera with you. And she says to you, dear, I'm sorry that that happened.
Mm.
Nera will construct this weapon.
Yeah.
It is not for the Druids to decide who wields it.
Right.
It is Nera's
I
decision.
don't even understand why they want to be involved in it. Why did they want it to be my fault? Like, what the
Because
fuck?
they knew that you would allow them to choose who carried the weapon
I see.
if they had something on them. They will not be crazy enough to go to war against Nera. We will continue to keep our connection with the Druid Council. We stand for the same cause.
Right.
They just want more of the power than we are willing to get. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you going. But that was not easy. Stop there. Back in the house.
Zira had started heading up there too.
Zira, you'll make it there. Come in. See Havoc holding one of those scrolls. He just looks at you. Are we going?
Let's see, why not?
Gordon's like, hey. He starts passing out cloaks to everybody in mass. He says, I know we haven't decided to go, but I need to get this shit to you so you all have it. Dusty immediately puts it on, puts the mask on. He's like, and it's this creepy little mask that has like these tentacles that come out from it, almost like dragon tails that are also tentacles to an octopus. It's really weird looking. They're wooden and they're painted like an obsidian black color. He looks creepy as fuck, especially with his eyes when he puts it on. He comes in like you know it's him. There's no hiding that it's him because he has an hourglass in one eye.
Yeah, right.
And he's like, "How do I look?" Gordon goes, "It's creepy, man. It's creepy.
When he answers, like, I don't want to be mean, but
It's creepy." And he's like, "Oh, okay, cool." Takes it off. Mask. Kind of pulls the hood down. He
So are we
goes,
going?
"Are you guys going?" Who said that?
0. We going?
Gordon goes, "I'm going."
I want to go. I think we have to.
Ray's like, "I'll be going, but I don't know what'll happen." Ray and Vale, you're going. I'm sure. He looks at him. We usually do things together and agree together. I assume they want to go. I think we should have a plan. He looks at you guys in case something was not copacetic.
Alright.
He kind of looks around. Gordon's kind of got an eyebrow he raised. He goes, "You're going to plan for Aeonzu in a meeting with Cole?" "Yeah."
0.
You can't teleport in and out of that city. No telepathy leaves in and out either. I should say that to them.
Ready? Okay.
Once you're there unless you leave on foot. Who's shaking their head like that? You?
Yeah. Gordon says, "So Spinster's name was on this."
What?
"Yeah. On the
You
scrolls."
gonna kill him?
"Yeah.
Also, the Shadow Dragon. Remember the Shadow Dragon?
Mm-hmm.
His name was on here too.
How fun.
And
That's pretty cool.
Vela. Bitch of Pain. Her name was on here too.
Well, no, what the fuck though? Spinster? Did you say Spinster?
Yeah.
Where'd we leave his body?
What?
Temple in Era?
Huh?
She said, where'd we leave his body? Temple in Era?
The dragon?"
Mm-hmm.
"Yeah."
I'm sure he'll be pleased to see us.
Tuffy's like, "I do believe that body is still in the Temple of Nera, in the form of a suit." And he kind of looks at you. That someone's wearing.
Who's that someone?
Pulls his mouth apart, and you see Shadow Dragon scale on him, and he's like, "Me?" Everybody starts laughing. Hedda and Gorgain are laughing. They're sitting over in the kitchen area, and you can see Gorgain is tired of being in this house. You can tell he's got that antsiness going on.
That berserker antsiness.
Yeah. Anyway. Tala says, "I suppose that I will go. I don't know why I wouldn't." Myra's like, "I'm going if Lily's going." Havik's like, "Are we going?"
Yes.
"I'm going," he says. So everyone agrees. Great. So at 1 a.m. we need to get to Aeonzu. How the fuck? Tuffy's like, "I can open a portal for you." To the same place.
About how long did they say it would take for the armor?
A couple hours.
About how long do we have to go?
Oh. 8, probably.
Okay, cool. So there's plenty of
Maybe
time
not 8,
for
because
that.
these... No, sorry. About 5. About 5 hours. Might get done in time. He's like, "Are you bringing them with you?" Gordon says.
Yeah. Nobody else can control them.
You tell them to stay, though, right?
If I get more than a mile away from them,
Yeah.
they won't be turned anymore, and even Alex can't control them.
Oh, that's not good.
They have to stay with me. So I learned some things about them. She'll kind of smile. Check this out, guys. She'll turn around. She'll look at the one and be like, "What's your name?"
Jorok.
And what's
Gordon's
your name?
like, Gordon kind of like, what the hell? They both say their names. And Gordon's shocked. He steps back. He's like,
He was a
whoa.
soldier and he was a thief.
They're intelligent.
They are.
They remember.
They do. That's what I was doing.
That's fucking creepy.
I'm in the process of getting them armor.
Okay.
Super fucking creepy.
Also very intimidating.
So, I guess everyone's going here in about 5 hours. Gordon says we should all gather together with Tuffy.
Back here at midnight.
Yeah, probably sounds good. 4 hours, get back here. Be here in the living room.
Yeah.
He looks over at Tuffy. Is that good with you? He's, oh, of course, of course. Your hair grew. Yes, yes, yes. I finally attained completion of my sacrifice with Nira, and attained the 20th circle. And so
Congratulations.
my hair came back, and he goes, and you know, I don't. You can look at him. You realize he looked overweight because he was wearing all these heavy cloaks and stuff. But when he kind of moves the cloaks to the side and you saw the dragon scale, you would notice he's thinner. He's more physically fit. Like I said last game,
Yeah.
yeah, he would, you know, like see, when the dragon scale was there, he could like, see, feel this. What's that? Husband material.
Is that like boyfriend material but more expensive?
Yeah, for the husband. No, so he looks completely different. So yeah, pretty cool. Nero requires a sacrifice, and he's completed his. So he looks better looking for some reason.
That was his sacrifice.
Yeah, it was his looks. That's why he was bald and heavy set. But remember what I said? He still acted like he wasn't. He didn't allow that to affect him, which made him really cool. You know, really cool character. So, yeah. Alexandria will look at you and she'll say, "So, Eras, the weapon's done."
Yeah?
Yes.
That was fast.
Yes. They're wanting to decide. And I think Nero wants to include you.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
She smiles. And especially now that the druids have tried to pull their shit, I think it would be poetic for you to carry it. And Nira agrees.
What?
You will be the wielder of the weapon. If you accept. You have time to think on it, of course. With it comes this, and she reaches in and pulls out a book. To you. It looks like it's barely held together. It looks like the cover was ripped and pieces taken off of it. And as you're looking at it, you know, she says to you, she says, "It did have gold, but it's gone." And you're, what the fuck? But she tells you it's the tome of the Bright Lord, or the Bright One.
Oh.
Yes. It is their specific religious text.
How big is this book? Oh, this is gonna take her forever to great. She has such low intelligence. Fuck. Okay.
Goodness.
Within those pages are many answers that you may have about our enemy. I have researched it completely. Open your mind to me.
She will.
She gives you a vision of what the bright Lord Volk looks like. And you see this oriental man. She shows you what Nin, his protector, looks like. So, bright Lord Volk looks like that.
Okay.
And Nin looks like that. So you're aware what they look like. So you will need to make a decision on that. It will directly tie you to the prophecy.
Yeah.
And like bait, Velia will need to be close at your side. Because that is where they will go. If you make this decision.
Yeah.
It is up to you, but Nira offers it to you because of the circumstance of what took place with the Druid Council. Vengeance being that we chose and you were the one. I think you're capable. More so than me.
Thank you.
Back to the house.
This is so intense.
Lily's gonna telepathy Jamal.
Okay. Hey!
Hey, are you busy?
No, not for you.
I know you're busy.
Are you okay?
Yeah, there's just a lot going on. I wanted to catch up if you got a minute.
I do.
Do you want to meet?
Sure.
Are you at the bank?
I can be.
Okay. I'll be there in a few minutes.
Sounds good.
Grab Myra.
Okay.
Hey guys, we'll be back.
Alright.
Where are you going?
I gotta go talk to Jamal for a bit.
Bank?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, just everyone gather here in like 5 hours, he says.
Yeah.
Okay.
You leave? Um, they will go over to Velia and Ray and Dusty. And you'll see, and the others are invited, so just tell them what's going on.
Okay.
So you start to tell the other characters, Remy and Braid and everyone what's happening.
Bjorn.
Huh?
Bjorn, who I keep forgetting about.
Bjorn, yeah, your younger brother.
Yeah, I keep forgetting about him.
Yeah, he's been checking the house out and stuff like that, and he's been in and out of the room here and stuff like that. He'll tell you that he's tired and he's gonna go take a nap.
Okay.
He's not immortal, you know. So
Yeah. You can use my room if you want to. There's no bed.
he's like, I'll find a spot. There's some living
Yeah.
rooms upstairs and stuff like that.
Okay.
Uh,
We're gonna be leaving.
Vay looks at him when he says that and he goes, don't drool on the pillows. Those are expensive. Silk. He looks at him and goes, okay. Looks over at you. You're shaking your head?
Yeah, I am. Shaking my head. Hey.
Okay.
Yeah, if you need anything, let us know. We'll be gone tonight. Here in a couple hours, we're gonna leave.
Okay.
But you'll be safe here.
Cool. Thanks.
Yeah.
Him and Benny have been talking too, so getting to know each other, and Remy and Braid. Braid, he's like a robot. He seems like a robot to you guys, you know, especially so. Doobie goes with Remy and your brother, to show him around
Okay.
up there. Anyway, lots of NPCs to keep track of. Talta tells you guys that she'll catch you here in 5 hours, and
Okay.
she leaves. Mao is not here. You don't know where Mao's at. You look around, he's not in here.
Zero will get up and approach Velia.
Okay.
Like, hey. She'll pull out that cloak.
Okay.
She'll hand it to you. So, this is for you. Thank you, Auntie. Take it.
Okay.
Open it up.
Cloak.
Put it on.
Okay. Feel it gives you armor. 2 armor points. But you're almost already maxed out, so it'll give you 1 more armor point before it maxes you out.
Okay, it's a cloak of displacement. Okay. It will make it to where the first hit always misses. Okay. Hold on. After that thing tried to take you, I figured you needed to have some extra protection. Thank you.
He's like, that was nice of you. Thank you.
Nice.
Yeah. Family's good. The most important thing, he says to you.
Zira's got some opinions about that.
Right?
Her whole fucking family dipped out on her,
I know.
except for her brother. She's like, yeah. She turn around and go sit back down.
Okay. It's just... He looks at Bill, he's like, I told you guys. One party. Look, we're being invited members of the cult, Tiamat. Everybody knows who the fuck we are now. We've taken
You
some
think it's
fucking...
because of that party? You think that's why they're inviting us to the
Oh yeah. Why wouldn't it be?
That's not the reason.
No?
No. You're crazy.
Yeah.
It's because she's the chosen one. I'm the protector. It's the.
I think it's because of the heroes of the North.
You think?
I think it's because of our party. That's what he says. Dusty goes, it's probably some of all of those things. I think it'll be fun. Dusty said.
Fun?
Yeah.
Guys, are they gonna get those dragons to run?
I think so, Dusty says. He's got a big smile on his face. He's just like,
That's quite the. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I don't know. I just don't know. It seems
suspicious.
It does, and it just seems too good to be true. I promise there's like a price. There's something. There's something that they want from us. I'm sure of it. We'll see.
My reservations lie in the manner of dragon is a dragon. Is a dragon is a dragon.
it's like if one's gonna let you ride it and you, they've gotta trust you.
Yeah.
For sure.
See, and I don't know. I don't know about that whole dragon is a dragon thing. Because, like, if you think about it, they're intelligent, right? So they're just like us. Right? Personalities, they have morals and ethics. They have pasts, relationships with one another, all of that. So I don't know. Or who knows? Maybe a dragon's a dragon. Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know. We have their blood in us,
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
and you'll have to come to terms with that. I understand, though. Maybe you should focus that into the ones that turn the fucking world to ash. Doesn't mean you have to trust the other ones either.
I watched a red dragon turn corn to ash. And now we're supposed to be on the same side.
It's odd. Strange times, for sure. Not what we expected.
Not at all.
Isn't that where the heroes of the North are from? Most of them from corn.
Can Zira hear what you're saying?
They're a little ways away. I'm making it to where Gordon can't hear them.
Okay.
So if you're standing next to Gordon, you can't hear.
Okay. Alright.
So, yeah, you see them over there talking though, and they seem to be pretty intense on what they're talking about. And Veas actually turned his back to you guys, which kind of gives you a hint that something secretive is being talked about. He's very obviously hiding something.
I don't know at this point what else to do except for leave it in the hands of the gods.
You make it to the bank.
On the walk over there, I wanted to ask Myra how she's doing.
Need a vacation. She just looks at you. This is all really intense. Having a hard time with it all. I mean, I was having a hard time with it before this thing just happened. We're gonna go there. It's weird. It's strange. I get it, but yeah. The money, all of it, it's all weird. I'm not sure how I feel. Got a castle in the ethereal plane I still haven't gone and looked at. I mean, my life's so fucking chaotic right now. I'm glad I got you. Other than that, even my sister, she's fucking being weird.
How so?
That one nothing to do with me. She just wants to hang out with her friends. I get it, you know, but
She's at that age.
yeah, for sure. For sure. I got time dealing with all that shit anyway. I need to spend time. I need to get myself centered. I need to be centered. I'm not really centered. I'm kind of, you know.
Do you?
Anyway, I'm sure we'll have some time soon where we can relax,
Take a vacation.
take a vacation. Shit, if the castle's as cool as I'm thinking or I've thought for the last, 2 months in my head since I drew that card. If it's as cool as I think it is, it'll be a home away from home. It'll be, you know, it's not on the prime. You have to worry about Ash. Or dragons for that matter. Doubt they're in the deep ethereal. They're not concerned about that.
Probably not. One thing that I did think about though that I haven't had a chance to bring up is remember the Terrathron
Mm-hmm. Terrathrone.
possessed me and all that
Yeah.
stuff?
It was crazy.
They're ethereal creatures. Now, that also begs the question of all of that stuff that happened with them in Warkeep, did it really happen?
Happened for Gordon.
Right. But Gordon was there when I went through the mirror.
Yeah.
It didn't happen for you.
Maybe they don't remember any of it. Who knows what's in the ethereal plane where that keep is? There's got to be probably something, right?
You would think.
I mean, even if there wasn't, I didn't go and look at it, so maybe there is now. I don't know. I feel strangely inquisitive about it. It doesn't scare me as much as the things we're doing now. If you know what I mean.
I do.
So, when you're ready, when we're ready, when we get a moment, I would love to go do that. That's what I would like to go do.
I would love that too.
Check it out. You make it to the bank.
Go ahead.
Okay. Jamal's in there. It's just like the other bank when you walk in. The building's different shape, but it looks identical with the murder holes and all that shit. And he's like, if it isn't my wonderful business associate, Lily.
Hello, old friend.
He comes down, walks up to you, he's like, come here, bring it in. Come here, Myra. He gives you guys a hug. So good to see you. What's going on? What's happening? You said a lot's going on. He kind of walks over to where the stairs are to go up, and he stops, and he's like, "You want to just go to my office?"
Yeah.
Okay. Come up the stairs. You go to the back door, down the staircase, and into the big circular room. Maybe a little bit more unkempt than it was. Shit's slown and thrown in piles and shit. Like, it's chaotic as fuck in here compared to what it was last time, but other than that, it's the same. Have a seat. Like, he has to move some stuff off the couches for you to sit down.
Right.
I think.
I'm sitting down.
Would you like a drink?
Yeah, absolutely.
He goes over to his bar and mixes you up a drink. Normally just gives you up a wine, but he does some kind of mix this time. You're not sure what he's doing. Myra? And she goes, yeah, wine would be fine. Okay. So he makes 2 ice and something for you and him, and then makes her a wine, gives her a wine, and he sits down. So, what's up?
What?
Besides all the gold being stolen.
Yeah. Probably.
So the black banks are looking at 2 things happening.
Okay.
I know you got a lot of shit going on you want to talk about it, but I got to get this off my head. There's not very many people I can tell this to.
That's part of the reason that I came.
So the black banks, yeah, they're gonna go bankrupt. They're all gonna shut down if people demand their money. That's one option. The other option is they're hoping that people don't demand their money. Then there's the third option. Those that do demand their money, they might kill someone. I'm seeing a movement towards contracts and saving the banks. Somebody makes a big fuss over it. There is not enough platinum, gems, silver, copper, brass to cover the gold that's gone. Electrum, there's not enough.
Nobody ever thought this would be a thing.
Currently, 1 gold piece right now has the wealth of almost 100 gold pieces, if not right around here. 1 gold piece. It does not exist. And that's what's being discussed, is how much is its worth if it does exist, if it is found.
What about just switching to a different currency?
So this has been discussed. The banks have discussed going to a form of a monetary system that could be prevalent but gathered, making copper worth gold, has been discussed. Doing it in a paper form and having people bring in their gems, copper, electrum, silver, platinum, and in return you get paper.
Kind
The
of
scroll,
like the markers.
it's like markers, but in a different form. lots of things have been discussed, but it's getting spooky. So they hold the majority of my money, but I'm leery because what they own or hold, what they hold for me, if they were to owe me that immediately, I would be a target. So would you.
Makes sense.
If either you or I was to ask for everything right now from the banks, they would put contracts on you or I. So we have to be careful about what we do here. Even me as a bank, as a council member, as a black council member, I am in a position. I don't know what's going to happen. If I receive what is mine, then I will take care of the loans that have come out of the Bank of Beacon. I will take care of it myself. If I get what is mine, I'll still have profit. The problem is they don't have profit. If they paid everyone off, they would be a nightmare.
Right.
Lots of things being discussed. So, yeah. What's going on with you?
Received an invitation from the Dragon Cultist group in Anzul. Several of us did, actually, not just me, but apparently they've named me High Lord, Grand High Lordess Dragon.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's very strange. It feels very strange.
And then there's a meeting.
Yeah, at 1 o'clock. 1 a.m. tonight.
Oh. It's not too long from now. What are you gonna do? Just zip on the ship over there?
Oh,
No, you can't go in.
Oh my god, the ship was destroyed.
What?
The ship was completely destroyed.
The Beetle's gone?
Yeah.
Where is it?
Up top, just outside the entrance.
Oh goodness, what happened?
Ancient dragons came after us. They saw me when we were leaving Beacon,
Oh.
and something happened, like my hand attached to the helm. And then the helm busted.
You had a helm surge. Too much power came into your helm.
Yeah. I think from the dragon attacking us, I'm not sure. Really, I'm not sure what exactly happened, but the helm cracked and busted, and the helm.
Both of them are gone, or just
Yeah,
one?
both of the helms cracked,
Goodness.
and we had to leave it.
Do me a favor.
What?
Hold off on requesting your money. And try to do that for all the heroes of the North. Anyone you can that you care about. Do that for me, and I'll work on my side and see what I can do to try to fix this. In the meantime, we can work things out. If you need anything, got stuff, as usual, we'll just figure it out. He'll kind of smile, and he goes over to a chest and he opens it up and pulls out a major helm. He's like, "You can have this.
Oh my god.
You'll have to build your own ship, but we don't have any ships. Production of the vessel stopped as soon as the money was in question, and I'm out all that.
We couldn't make another ship like the Beetle anyway.
Not unless you had Vulcanite. Gordon still have his?
We left it up in the atmosphere.
Just left it.
Took the helm.
Oh, that's smart.
We had to.
You left it in the stars up.
Yeah.
Boy, that's smart.
Yeah.
Why didn't I think of that? No one can go there unless they just hap upon it, and nothing's gonna hap upon it up there.
I never thought of it either. Really
The sky is his storage. Fucking genius. I'll have to remember that.
Yeah.
Anyway, it'll work on any vessel. You know, like if you put that on a ship, if you went and put that on a ship, it would work. You would have a spelljamming vessel. Whatever you put it in.
Anything
careful.
I put it in, it's going
Yeah,
to
but be-
create that atmosphere.
Yeah, but be careful what you put in. If you put it in something too small,
Mhm.
it can rip apart. The energy, you know, like don't put it in a skiff. You know what I mean? Unless it's for a short distance or something, and don't try to go fast. You know, I mean, the Beetle enabled it. What enabled the Beetle to go so fast was its shape and its material form. Whatever you put this major helm in will be much slower than what you're used to. The Beetle was instantaneous almost. This would take hours to do the same distance. Works differently on the planet without the vulcanite and without that shape, that form of the egg. It will work differently on the prime than it works in space. Faster in space than it is on the prime. Once you break down through there, it changes. Something to do with gravity and oxygen and the helm and the magic that's in it. Yeah, there.
Does
I hope
the
that
same-
helps. I'm sorry you lost the Beetle. Fucking
Yeah,
sucks.
see.
But if you can show me the exact location, I would be very interested in trying to retrieve her for you
Yeah.
when we can. He'll pull a map out.
Show more.
Okay. Number one, that's a lot of vulcanite.
It is.
I can't imagine they wouldn't have gathered it themselves already. But if they didn't, send some scouts out to take a look.
That would be wonderful. It just hasn't stopped. It's everything has happened so fast.
That's what happens when the end of the world comes. That's what this fucking is, man. Here's kind of what's dealing with my wife has not been easy. She wants to return to the Denatarian. Tried to tell her this is the safest place right now. And she's like, it's right on top of them. They're all around. I know they're all around us, but we're safe. She's fucking driving me crazy. I love the woman. She's driving me nuts.
It's a little hard to comprehend unless you've seen it.
Yeah. True.
Goodness.
Then trying to figure out a way to create income for the guild has been really difficult. They got this city so locked down. It's not like, you know, we don't really have our own place here like we did in the Velvet Underground.
This is the underground. It's not going to be this way forever, right?
I think eventually these dragons will kill themselves off. The numbers will be less. So yeah, they should kill each other off eventually, right? I mean, there's going to be some out there, but not a lot.
Yeah.
But I can deal with it. I'm just telling you as a friend all the personal stuff that's going on with me. Which reminds me, you know how Remy is? Is everything going okay with him?
Yeah, he's at the house.
Actually, it doesn't say Remy. He'll say Remington. How's Remington? Is everything going okay with Remington?
Yeah. He's at the house. He seemed to be settling in.
Cool.
He's really tight with the young ones.
Yeah. Well, our alliance needs to be worth something with those people over there in Warkeep. Didn't help in Beacon. They should have just took their troops away. Seriously. They died for no reason. And no chance to hold the city. And when they were done with that, they left. The city of Beacon is empty now. Turned to ash, but it's empty. If you go back and go underground, there's nothing there underground.
The underground is.
Yeah, the ground's still intact. The city still stands. It's Beacon. It's gone. And my city can't work by itself.
Right.
You know,
I do.
it needs Beacon. It's pretty much just a storage place now or something, who knows. But all those troops and dragons and all that headed to Monarch to continue with the war there that's going on. And some of them also headed east towards Warkeep. I don't know, you know, how long it's going to take them, but they will reach Warkeep. I don't think it'll be this evening though, so it should be good.
Doesn't it feel suspicious?
Well, yeah, anytime you involve Queen of Darkness, yeah, it's going to seem a little suspicious. Were you all invited? No?
There were 10 of us. Valia and Ray and Vay and Dusty from the younger ones. And then Myra and myself and Gordon, Zira, Tatalda, forgetting somebody.
Havoc?
Havoc, that's right.
Well, that's a select sort of group of people for sure. Eris wasn't asked. Mao wasn't asked. It's interesting. Hedda and Gorgane weren't asked. Tuffy? Wonder if there's something you all have in common that they don't. I don't know. I can't imagine they try to break an alliance while they're fighting a war, you know? So there is that.
That it's not some just elaborate trick to split us up.
Well, if it was, they would be fighting or striking allies right now. I think they can use all the help they can get, just like us. The world's going to turn to ash if we don't all work together.
Right.
There are forces of evil that want to work with those that want to turn it to ash. I know that. Some that don't care.
Even if they're the ones we turn to ash.
There are forms of destruction and death, and disease and evil beings that care not about this plane or anything that happens here, and if it was destroyed, it wouldn't bother them one bit. Yes. Plenty. So those are still out there in play and to be worried about. Not everyone is our allies. I don't know about Tiamat. I don't know if we should worry about her or not right now. It seems that she's an ally.
You know, it seemed that way when we were in Warkeep too. There
Yeah?
was yeah. It did.
You mean she was trying to be your ally then?
I do.
Interesting. So she knew.
Yeah, it wasn't her first attempt to make friends.
Did she attempt to make friends with others?
I think so. I think she also contacted other people.
People on that list?
Probably, yeah.
Who else was attempted, you know?
Try to remember.
You remember James, King James? You remember Jamal? And when he says it to you, he's just looking at you kind of with a smirk.
You.
He nods. Mine said to keep anonymity. He says anonymity. My school. I assume you got one too. We're going to the same place.
Interesting.
Did yours not say not to speak of it?
Did it?
Mm-mm.
No.
He did talk about anonymity with the mask and the robes.
No. It talked about anonymity with the mask and everything for going, but no, I didn't tell me to keep it a secret.
Obviously, I don't trust who I talk to.
You talk to a lot of
I do talk to a lot of people. Yeah, no, I'll see you there. And I bet you King James will too.
Okay.
I'm curious, you should ask all of them if they were asked to turn or to be allies.
Try to remember who Allah was.
It was Gordon, Zira, Lily, King James, Jamal, Tatalda. Havoc, when Zira was asked, he was asked too. Myra was not asked. She wasn't asked. She's probably the only one. Dusty and Velia and Ray weren't asked either. So Myra wasn't. Myra tells you, she's like, yeah, no, he never contacted, or she never contacted me directly. So she seems to be the only one out of the group
That's been
that the bitch of pain didn't try to become allies with long ago. And it wasn't just the bitch pain. When she said it to you, it was be allies with Tiamat. You know, that was always the way it was said.
right.
Tiamat is requested. There might be others on that list too. How are you going?
We're supposed to all meet back at the house.
Be good if we met there together then.
Yeah.
Came in together. Maybe we should tell King James or ask him. I'll talk to him.
Okay.
Doesn't really trust me, but I think in a situation like this, he might talk. Unless you think there's a better way. Maybe you should.
Thank you.
He knows as much about my dealings as you do, but not because I told him. Doesn't really trust me much. Trusts me as far as he can. He knows that there's a necessity for me.
Right.
I helped him rule. And he knew that.
Right.
Seems like from what I've heard that he's actually not the rightful heir. Seems like we backed the wrong king.
We did, but we didn't know that at the time.
Some did.
I didn't.
I didn't, but there were others that did.
I actually only recently learned the truth of it all.
It's rumors. I only have rumors, no truth. Do you have truth?
Mm-hmm.
Really? So who's the heir? Who's the true rightful heir? Was it Gordon? Jet?
It's when their father dies.
Right. So it was their father. He's the rightful king right now.
Yeah.
Well, the rumors have it that the bitch of pain claims that she has the right even above the king of verb, as if she was born before him or something. I don't know if this is true.
I could look into it.
It's just a curiosity. I mean, you know what I mean? I don't really care who the fuck's face is up there.
Seems
They
to
all
be-
eventually come to me for help, no
Right.
matter who it is. I don't know how to go now. Try to keep the great lord of the underworld living in the underworld with everyone else now. Not working out like it should. I'm gonna have to come up with another angle.
Let me know if I can help in any way.
He nods.
And I'll talk to everybody about not messing with their money for now. And I'll talk to James.
I'll meet you at the headquarters. Is that where you're going?
Yeah,
I'll meet you there.
just next door.
Cool, thank you.
Midnight, you said?
Yep.
Okay. All right. You and Myra walk outside, and Myra looks at you. She goes, "Why am I the only motherfucker? Now I'm nervous. What the fuck? You all got to ask me. I mean, why did she not ask me before? Was I not important enough then, and now I'm important? Or is it that they're just including me because of you? Or like knowing you're not going to come if I don't come?"
I don't know the answer to any of those questions.
A bunch of bullshit, she says. I feel really strange right now.
That's true.
Like the last one chosen for a team to play some kind of game.
Well, you're my first one chosen.
Well, I guess that's all that fucking matters, really,
Yeah.
in the end.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
That's fine. I'm a little nervous too.
Well, you got help.
I did.
You're holding.
Ah, fuck, I meant to put it in my bag of holding.
You put it in your bag?
Yeah.
I'll say you put it in your bag so that you don't walk out the bank with a major
Yeah.
help in your hand. Hi.
I meant to put it in the bag of holding. Sorry.
No problem. So you put it in your bag. You guys walk your way back. It's just right across the promenade right there. The promenade that's on this section has nothing on it. No booths, no, none of that stuff. It's just open. So you just walk across and
Yeah.
come back to the heroes' headquarters. Meanwhile, Ares,
Yes.
you're at the Temple of Nera.
Yeah.
So Ares,
Yes.
she's giving you the offer with the sword. Temple of Nera. Actually, the weapon. She didn't say sword. She said weapon.
She said that.
And she says, "Is there anything else that you just need some time, or is there anything else you need?"
Yeah, let me think about it. I know that they're all leaving tonight, and that I can't go with them. She heard them talking about all that, right?
Right.
She was standing there.
Right.
She's like, so if I do this and I need to stay by her side and she's leaving tonight, that's not really
Right.
copacetic.
I understand. Come talk to me in the morning.
Yeah.
Take some time.
Okay. I'm gonna go see the kids.
Okay. I think that's a good idea.
Me too.
All right. So you go off to see the kids. Yours and Gordon's and Zira's children.
Yes.
All right.
Quite the mixture of DNA.
It is quite the mixture.
Elven, Vulcan, Neo, human, orcish. Sounds fun. Attitude on them, I'm sure.
So, Zira and Ares, you go to the area where they're at, and Lady Brianna's with them when you come in. She's like, "Mama's here," and you see them both get up and run over to you.
I'll kneel down.
They've aged a little bit, and their hair's starting to get longer and with locks and stuff like that coming down. They're cute as a button. They look so much alike. Like they look, other than a few things here and there, the fact that one is very effeminate and the other one's not, they look identical. Anyway, you come up to them.
Hi guys.
"Mama," they say.
Let's just sit with them.
Okay.
How you guys doing? They make complete sentences yet?
Yeah.
Do they?
Yeah, it's kind of mixed, but yeah. You know, like a 2-year-old, you know what I mean? Like they're kind of making mixed sentences and stuff like that. They come, mama, 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 the other one says. And they start showing you some toys that they have.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She'll play with them.
Okay.
Toys for a little while.
Brianna says, we've learned not to use our powers.
Oh yeah?
Yes.
What have they been doing?
Oh, it's become a big problem. People being charmed, people being put to sleep, it's not always a good thing. And we've learned when to use them and when not to.
That's good.
And someone is always watching, she says, and they know that now.
Yeah.
They won't get away with it. The girl kind of looks in, she goes, no sleep, sleep.
No.
No sleep, sleep.
I just see them like putting babysitters to sleep when they tell them
Yeah.
no. Priestesses when they say no, or reaching out being like sleep.
Yeah. So you play with them?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she would look at Lady Brianna and be like, so curious, have they showed any other powers?
Not that I know of, except for being irrevocably adorable and cute and smart.
I don't know if they're going to have, oh my goodness, they look like, wow. I don't know if they're going to have my abilities or not.
They seem to have some ability that's affiliated with that, according to the priests and priestesses.
Yeah.
They have ignored teaching or discussing or doing anything, just saying no about that stuff. Because they don't know.
Right.
It's a danger. It's a danger at their age. I think there's around 25 staff to take care of your children, total, because of all the problems and the things that they do. And
25 staff to take care of 2 kids.
and Elam and Alexa, when
Alex and Alexandria's kids.
they all play together quite a bit, and those children, they use their powers on them.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, it's a no. They know that, right? No, and they go no. She says that. Eric goes no. Zirin just kind of ignores what's going on. He's playing with his toys.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of standing next to you, holding your leg as he's doing it.
Mm. She wants to find out how Neo they are, but I'm like trying to figure out
Right.
how to
go about that?
Yeah, how to go about that. Like, that might create some problems. Just sit down on the floor. I'm trying to figure out how to do it without creating a problem.
Okay.
Cause like I'm thinking like, she'll sit down on the floor with them. She'll look at Zirin standing right next to her, right?
Mm-hmm. He's playing with some blocks.
And what's Era's doing?
She's walking over, kind of waddling over to where all the toys are at.
I need a minute to think.
You need a minute
I
to
need a
think?
minute to
Okay,
think.
we'll cut away from you.
Thank you.
You guys are walking back. You'll make it back to the heroes' headquarters. Velia, and Ray, You guys went and talked to the rest of the other party members and told them what was going on with Dusty. Told them what's going on tonight. They're all cool with it. Lucy is like, can I come? And Dusty's like, no, it's by invitation only. She goes, well, maybe they didn't know we were together, whoever this is. He's like, no, it's a specific thing. She's like, okay. Can you tell me where you're going? Yes. Warkeep Aeon Zul, the Temple of Tiamat. And she's like, oh. She looks at Velia and Ray like,
Yeah.
their big blue eyes, you know. She's like,
Right?
are you guys gonna be okay?
We'll be fine.
I would be nervous.
It'll be alright. Yeah, it'll be alright.
Okay.
We'll be okay.
She's like, I'm sure Dusty will see anything before it happens.
He will. He knows.
You sure everything's gonna be all right, Dusty? And he's like, yeah. It's all good. It's actually exciting, he says. And she's like, oh, okay. Well, I guess we can spend the night without each other. We just met, you know, why not? Just give it a little space, a little breathing room. And he's like, oh, no, I still like you, he says. And she's like, oh, I know. He's like, no, let's not take a break. She's like, well, we kind of gotta. You gotta go to this thing. He's like, well, not in my mind, I don't. I can still like you in my mind. And she's like, okay, Dusty, it's cool. Yeah, we won't take a break. And she holds her hands up and he's like,
No breaks.
and yeah. Remy's like, dude, you going to fucking Temple of Tiamat?
Dude, I know.
Fucking crazy.
Crazy,
Yeah,
right?
it's crazy. Like I'm a little dumbfounded, to be perfectly honest. We'll see. We'll see.
So you guys all talk about it and everything, and is there anything else you guys want to do? Would you like to fast forward to the midnight time or fast forward to the time?
Yeah, I'm good.
Lily needs to telepathy everybody in the party,
Okay,
including the younglings.
all right.
If I can get everybody to listen to me for just a second. Jamal has asked me to ask everyone to not try and pull your money out of the bank right now. If you need anything, come to me. But we want to draw as little attention to ourselves as possible. If everybody starts trying to pull their money out, it's going to create a bunch of chaos. So unless you really need something that's super important, come to me, talk to me about it, but just kind of stay away from the banking thing for right now.
Yayla responds to you directly and she's like, oh, okay, I'll stop then.
Yeah.
She's like, I got the scroll, I won't turn it in.
The scroll.
Asking for my money.
Yeah. No. You're going to make yourself a target.
Oh, okay, I'll stop.
There is no money. There is no gold right now. It'll all get worked out, but in the meantime, everybody just needs to hold tight.
Cool.
Okay, so you're all just hanging out in Heroes headquarters in that main room, and it's pretty full. Like when everybody's hanging out together, like there's very few seats. They keep trying to keep that second floor living room to you guys. You can tell that's his plan. Like he's trying to. So when your brother said he was going to go crash on the cat, that's why he was like. So it's like a private area that you think he's going to start using to like bring people in and talk to them, like King would or something. But, you know, it's this feeling of maybe not he's sitting on a throne, but you're all there, and he's bringing him to you all, to the family. You know, the family's in here.
Good one. Okay.
Anyway,
All right.
Lily.
Telepathy James.
The moment you telepathy him, he slept in you. Hey, Lily.
Hey. What you doing?
What's going on? What's going on?
I was wondering if you wanted to go with us tonight, if we should all go together to this dragon cultist thing.
Of course, you already know I have one. Yeah, where you guys meeting and who else coming and who all got one?
Just name off the people.
Okay, like a big group of big people.
Yeah. 11 plus you that I know of.
And agent. He says.
And Adrian.
Agent has inhibitions about going.
I do too.
What should I tell him? You're gonna go though, right?
Yeah.
So what should I tell him? I'm
We're
gonna
all
order him.
going.
Like I stopped ordering him. He's just friends. You know, he took care of me for so long.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody that really feels easy about it. I think everybody's half expecting it to be a trap.
Have you heard the rumors
What?
about the false king thing?
What do you mean?
People calling me a false king.
Yeah.
Kind of a nickname, I guess.
I wouldn't worry too much about her right now, James.
Agent told me to try to spread rumors that the false king basically means that he was the only king that is good to the people. That, of course, if you're not the real king, you're good to people. But I kind of felt like that would be bad on whoever. I'm kidding. Not whoever. It's the queen. Lala. She's the heir. Put it all together, she's the heir. And has been for a long time. Which I think she holds responsibility for, personally.
What do you mean?
She allowed, well, like your friend Gordon, his dad, the king of Verb, she allowed him to become king and try to think that he was king. She allowed my dad to try to become king and think he was king. And she knew the whole time that neither one of them were. That she was queen, that she was the rightful heir, that her bloodline went back farther, and she was closer.
Why do you suppose she did that?
Fuck if I know. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that word. But he's never cussed, ever.
So, you really, would it break your heart not to be king anymore?
No, I've settled with it. I haven't settled with the fact that I thought I was, but I wasn't. I haven't settled with the fact my family line is disgraced in some aspects. I haven't settled with the fact for a lot of things. I'm angry about it all. I'm angry at myself. I knew deep down inside that I was a king. I knew it. No matter how many people tell me that was just because I was nervous and I didn't, I kept trying and trying, but I knew I wasn't king. I thought Gordon was king actually for quite a while. But he's not. Anyway, I can meet you guys wherever. Adrian and I.
I'd still like some answers to those questions as well, though. You know,
Yeah.
like why?
Why?
I think it's important. Yeah, why would she just let that lie?
She kind of didn't.
What do you mean?
Well, she claimed to be queen. And we laughed. Before that, with my father and the King of Verb, I don't know where she was. Wasn't in the East. That was our stronghold. That was my father's stronghold. Warkeep he did that. To fight the war against the Easterners. Against Lopa and all of them in the East. Where she came from suddenly, only she knows. And if she is the Vela Khorasai of the Khorasai family, from the Dragon Isles, then she is heir to the throne. Right now, heirship doesn't matter. You know, it doesn't matter who's king, who's queen right now. We're all in the same boat. Lots happened, been a lot of division, a lot of changes, a lot of stuff. So yeah, I'm coming.
If there's anything I can do to help you, or if you just need to talk, James, you know that I'm always here for you.
I know. I remember, Lily. And I appreciate you. You're really the only mother I have.
Where is your mother?
My mother is with them.
With Bahama.
Yes.
I'm so sorry.
Me too. She is the angel. Always has been. She's been connected with the seven heavens since the moment that I knew her.
I'm sorry, James.
Uncle Brahma's with them too. As well as the Master.
Master Isa.
Yes. I know.
I did not expect that.
Neither did I. But it is what it is. They know a lot about us. But knowing about us and being able to stop us, two different things. And there's more than just us. I believe my father would have chosen the way we are choosing.
He was a good man.
He was. Not just in appearance and choices, but he was a good man. So I'll see you here in a few hours.
Okay.
Eras, you're sitting with the children, and Brianna comes up to you and she says, it's time for them to eat. They have a lot of problems with food. And
Like,
not eating.
yeah.
Yeah. They have a problem with not eating, not sleeping. They don't want to do either of those things. We've got them on a schedule, and they'll do it if we keep them on a schedule. But if we take them off the schedule, they won't keep doing it. We're afraid for the health.
Okay.
They're not normal children.
There's not, and that's part of the reason, you know, that I'm here is because I want to see how much of me is in them. Because, you know, I'm not human, even though I look like I am.
According to the priest, there is an equal amount of everyone involved. That's what they've told me. So yes, there's an equal amount of you as there is of Gordon. Zero.
I know you need to keep them on a schedule, but can I try something with them?
Of course. Of course. And she steps back. The Ares is walking over with a toy. She's walking.
I won't go like this, and
Okay.
it'll come to me.
They come to you.
And I will shapeshift into a kid in front of them.
Like their age.
Mm-hmm.
They
And then
they kind of stop and slow down and
and then I'll go bigger again.
they start laughing. You go bigger again as they're still coming towards you. They kind of stop for a second and watch you, and then they look at each other.
Come
You
over.
see them kind of like start to vibrate, both of them, and then you see them change right in front of your eyes to bigger than themselves, older. This is what they look like when they do it.
Deep breaths.
Sorry, I know you're excited. Here we go. So this is what they look like when they get bigger. And they both look intelligent, like really intelligent. And they stop for a second and kind of look down at the ground and look at you and then look at each other.
She'll smile. She'll be like, "You are Neo, just like me." She'll look
The boy says, "Of course we are, mother." And does that. Ares looks at you, she's like, "Mom?"
She'll hug her.
You hug her and he's like, kind of crosses his arms like that. She gives you a big hug and she starts crying. And then she stops, she's like, "Wait, I don't have to do that, do I? That's a human thing."
Well, you're more than just Neo. It's up to you what you want to be. You have Neo, you have human, you have Elven, you have Vulcan, you have Orcish. You're a mix of all three of us. She'll look at Zirin.
He kind of looks over at you, he's like this. He's like,
She'll walk up to him and hug him.
he hugs you, he's like, "Did that help you know me better?" Crosses his arms. She's like, "Don't worry, Mom, he'll be all right. Zirin." He kind of turns and looks at her. She's like, "Stop." He said, "Okay." And he looks at her and he said, "I'm sorry. I apologize." She looks back at you. She says, "Mother, we can't change back.
What? You can't change back.
I don't think I'll ever be able to change again. What about you?" And she looks at him, he's like, "No, I can't." She goes, "That was a one-time thing. I think." Nothing is happening. Sharon's like, "Good. I don't want to go back to there. By the way, thank you." And he looks at Brianna and he's like, "We owe you everything." And he salutes her like that.
I'm sure she's like,
She brightens up and smiles. She was in shock for a second, but she brightens up and smiles and she goes, "I'm only doing my duty, my lord." And he goes, "Don't do that. walks over to her and gives her a big hug. And she's like looking over his shoulder at you like, what do I do? You know, like she's confused. She's like, she doesn't want to, you know, but you know, anyway, you see the situation. And your daughter, she looks at you, she says, I'm so glad that we can spend time and communicate now.
Me too.
I understand, she says, we've been taught. We know what you're doing is important, the things that you do, and that we would be in danger. We know. He knows too.
I hope so.
He's just angry.
I understand. I would be too.
Really, if you look at it, we spent 2 years away and at least got to see you some of the time. Father spent a whole year away from you. Never seen you. We're lucky.
Like she remembers that?
She
Like
says that.
knows?
Yeah, she says that like she
You
knows.
know?
Huh?
You know.
Yes. Father has talked to me. Yeah. It all makes sense now. What he said.
Yeah.
He used to talk in our minds. From a distance, she says, of course.
Yeah.
Not here. He never came here. Except for that one time.
Yeah.
At least he came that one time. I know what he looks like. And she smiles.
You want me to bring him here?
Oh heavens, no. She says,
No?
she looks really nervous. She's like, no, not right now. Let's wait.
Okay.
She goes like that. She goes, you scared me.
Okay.
Please, give me a moment, she says.
She'll kind of pat her.
Zira, she says.
Zira?
Yeah.
You want to see her?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I can get her here. She will. She'll flood with Zira.
Okay.
And be like, come to the temple. Our children want to see you. Our children. Just like, look around Zira and be like, I gotta go back to the temple. Look at Gordon. To Lexium and be like, Eris says that the kids want to see me. She
Okay.
said our children want to see me. She said, I don't know. I'm gonna go to the temple.
All right.
I'll be back in a little while.
All right.
Tilly.
Okay.
She has to walk there, so it'll take her a while. And she'll stop and she'll turn around and she'll be like, hey, I think if you guys have an extra teleport rod, we had like 12 of them. Do you guys know where the other ones are? I'm tired of walking everywhere.
Gordon pulls one out of his bag of holding and he says, here.
Thank you. I'll take it and I'll walk off.
Okay.
Invoke it and go to the temple. I know. She should be able to teleport at this point.
You're not sure how many charges are left on those. You know that they started out with a lot, so
Yeah.
you're not sure. They were all charged up by the city, but you're not sure how many charges are left until you use it. There's like 10 charges left, so you realize you're gonna have to get a charge back up
Okay.
and use a lot.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Unlocked.
So after you use it, it has 10 charges left.
Okay.
So it had 11 when you grabbed it. So you teleport back to the temple. Go back to see the kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You walk in on this. The boy looks you up and down, like, you know, studying every step you take. You can tell it's not like looking at your body.
Mm-hmm.
It's looking at your movements. And the girl runs over to you and hugs you. Mom.
She'll hug her.
Okay. Lady Brianna looks at you and she goes, the children have aged. And
I see that.
as far as we know, they possess an equal amount of every race involved in their creation. So they are part orcish as well.
Are you serious?
Yes. Zirin walks up to you and he goes, and he pulls his lip down, and you see two little fangs that are hidden by his lip. It doesn't show, it's not long enough to show, but you see it. He goes, I got these. She didn't, but I did. She got a green color when she was a baby. She goes, I did not. I was not green. And then she looks at you and she goes, no offense, Mom. She was a little bit of a tint of a green, just a little bit, when she was like firstborn. Zirin will say, I believe I can do what we just did again, but it's going to take some time. It must build back up.
Makes sense.
We were able to teach each other what we know. And he looks over at his sister and she goes,
Yeah.
we shared knowledge with one another,
Okay.
so we can both charm or put to sleep now, both of us. And she looks at him and he's like,
That's beautiful.
what are we going to do now? He says. He's got a deep voice, like a really deep voice. It's deeper than Gordon's.
Yeah.
What are we going to do now?
Well, you guys can come with us.
He looks at you like,
Back to the...
that's dangerous, isn't it?
Well, just to the heroes' headquarters.
Is this city going to burn like Monarch?
No. We're not.
You should at least learn how to use a sword or
You
something.
should, and I was gonna ask you guys, what are you guys interested in? What do you guys want to learn how to do?
He looks over at her and she goes, I don't know, but whatever we do, we want to do it together.
Okay.
And he nods.
There's lots of schools. There's lots of different trades you guys could pick up.
He's talking to Zira, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Erez goes back over to Erez
Okay.
and she starts looking at you. Like she gets close and she wraps your arm around her arm and she's like just looking at you.
What do you like to do?
You say Erez says that? Gosh, you're pretty, she says.
So are you.
That's where I got it from. Wow. I mean, and she turns and kind of looks at Zira. She goes, you're pretty too.
You look like your dad.
Zira says,
Eris would say that.
to Zirin?
Mhm.
He just kind of looks at you and nods. Why are you scared for him to come? And he looks over at Eris and she goes, you know why?
Eris will telepathy Gordon,
Okay.
and she'll be like, hey,
Yeah.
did you telepathy these children when they were in the other timeline?
Yes. Why? They were just babies.
What did you say?
I talked to them about the problems, the things that were going on. The fact that Tiamat wanted their spirits or souls to be sacrificed. How I gave my spirit instead. Other things as well. Why?
Such as?
Why? Why are you asking? Are they acting funny now? You're at the temple, right?
Yeah, but I don't know that you should, So I didn't mean to. First, can say that first. But, I came here to see, I stopped by to see them after I got back from the Druids, and I wanted to know how Neo they were, how much of me was in them.
About that point,
So I
Gordon walks in the
decided to-
door.
She would look at him like,
She like kind of
she would kind of pull her closer to her.
She like holds onto your arm for a second. You realize she's terrified, absolutely terrified.
She'll put her arm around her.
And you see Zirin stop and kind of turn and look right at him, like face him, and he just walks right up to him and looks him up and down. He's like, "Who are you?" He goes, I'm your son. He looks over there, and Era's kind of looks down for a second. And then he looks at Zira, and Era's like, "Fuck. You're Zirin?" He's like, "Yes." Whoa. And they have memory. He
Yes.
goes, "Yes." Goodness. Not sure what to say to that. I didn't think you would understand. You were just babies. He said, "Well, we did understand, and we do now. We retain every memory that we have. It doesn't matter what our age was." All I have to do is think, and I can remember everything that I've experienced since I was born. Whoa, that's not like us. We don't do that. I know. I'll be able to retain a lot of information compared to you. He just kind of looks at him. He's like, "Okay, cool. You have to understand, this is a surprise. I don't know what I'm supposed to do right now. You're my children and I love you," he says, and he looks at both of them. She kind of looks up when he says that. And Gordon looks at her, he's like, "I'm sorry, you don't need to be scared of me. I understand why you might be. I didn't know that it would affect you in that way." Bad Father Award for the year, I guess. And he just looks over at her and she's like, no, you didn't know. And she kind of loosens you and like starts to walk towards him.
I'll let go.
She says, "I just can't get out of my head the visions that you sent and how you felt. It made me scared because you were scared." You see Gordon kind of like, "What? Scared? Me?" He kind of smiles and looks at her, and she just stops for a second and stares at him. And she goes, "Oh. Yeah, you. I felt what you felt." Gordon at that point gets real emotional, and you see him like kind of step away from you guys for a second. And he's like, "Oh no, that was not my purpose. That I didn't know that you would empathically see that. I didn't know." She's like, "It's okay." And they hug. She gives him a hug. Zirin does the same thing he did to you when she hugged you, but not as bad.
Mm-hmm.
He's just kind of uncomfortable. You can tell he's uncomfortable.
So the only one that he's not had an attitude with is Zero.
Yeah. So far. Gordon says, "So I don't know what to do about this. And I'm not saying I want to leave and not having to do with it. I just don't know what to do. Maybe we need some guidance."
Zero would say, "I think the first thing that needs to happen before anything, after we get guidance from my priestess Alexandria or whatever, is they need training. They need to be able to protect themselves."
Zirin goes, "Yes, absolutely. I agree. That's more important than getting to know one another. he says, and looks around the room. Gordon goes, yeah, I suppose so, but careful. And he kind of looks at him. Be careful you don't do something you'll regret. You know, we do those sort of things as beings. Eris goes, it's okay, Zira. And he looks at her, he's like, I know. It's just, I feel the same way. And Gordon's like, I think we need to like just kind of bring some routine back for all of us right now and just kind of let us collect our thoughts. You're adults now. And I'm not sure about whether your minds are that way. I you know, and he looks over at Eris and Zira, he's like,
Eris would say, I think they are.
well, let's get a priest in here and see, or a priestess, and let's see what's going on. Make sure these guys are all right. That's my main concern. Brianna walks up to them both and she goes, you guys, do you know what's right from wrong? Like, and they both look at me and go, yeah, of course. So, you know, killing's wrong, right? Eris nods yes. Zirin says, well, it depends on the situation. If you're protecting yourself, then it's acceptable. She's like, yes. But that's the last choice, right? And he's like, yes. She turns and looks at you guys and she's like, I have taught them the tenets already of knighthood. They both know them. I didn't know they would retain them. She turns and like looks at them both. She goes, do you remember watching me? And they're like, oh, yes, we know everything that you did. She pulls out a sword and hands it to Zirin, like holds it out. Mm-hmm. He grabs it, spins it just like it's like he's been doing it for years. And he looks at her and hands it back out. And she's like, evidently they know how to use a sword. And he goes, not really. We should have training. She looks at Zirin and kind of like,
Who knows?
his sister. And he just turns and looks at her again, and they like stop for a second and just stare at each other. And then he's like, I just think it would be a good idea. And she goes, probably. Obvious they talk to each other without saying a word. Obvious. You've been around in the room, you know, you all have telepathy, you know, you're like, what?
So do they have like innate telepathy with one another?
Something. Or their facial expressions, or their body language, you're not sure. Something. They're communicating, not making any noise. Gordon's like, I called Alexandria and she said she's like kind of in the middle of something big, and she said, and she requested that Eris please contact her when she's ready, whatever that means.
We'll talk about
She
it
seems
later.
anxious.
We'll talk about it later.
Okay.
It's important, but
Eris looks up at you. She goes, we're your family. You can say anything to us.
guys,
We are a family, right? And she turns and like looks at everybody.
We are a family.
I mean, we're not a normal family, but no family's normal, right?
No. She'll turn and look at Gordon. Alexandria wants me to wield the weapon.
Say it out loud. Okay. He's like, whoa.
We met and saw the Druid Council, and there was a disagreement. And that's what came of it.
Sorry. I mean, I don't know how to point. Yeah.
It's fine.
Stop there. Back at the house. Ooh.
Shit, man. What?
Lily,
I couldn't
Velia,
stay disconnected. so-
Lily, Velia, Ray are all in the living room, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Gordon leaves right after.
Right after we come back in.
Well, Zira leaves and then Gordon leaves. Zira was not there though; she was somewhere else, right?
Mhm.
Zira was there, so Zira left, and then a few minutes later, Gordon left.
Zira would have said out loud, Aries wants me to come see the kids.
Yeah, she says that, and she leaves, and then shortly thereafter, Gordon leaves, which I'm sure you just assume that's what it's about.
Taking care of shit.
Yeah, everybody's got a few hours, like they said, that they're gonna take care of shit.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay. Oh wait, Lily, and then we're at Jamal's.
We were fixing to come back into the house.
Okay.
That's where
Jamal's.
Lily and Myra were at.
Okay.
So they'll come in and head down to that room that she locked up with everybody's shit in it.
All right. So you come in the front door and you're gonna go down.
Yeah.
Okay. You go down to the first basement level, which is here. It would help if I had it turned on the TV for you. There you go. Love it. First level down where David's studio and all that is. Is that the one you want?
And then
And go below, then go to the next one.
Yeah.
Okay. This one down here.
Yep.
Okay. You come past the storage and past the
it's
fire
going-
pit area to the tables.
No, it's going to the storage.
Oh, you're going to the storage? Okay.
Unlock the door.
All right. And it's you and Myra?
Yeah.
Okay. You, when you come down this to the first level, but when you come down to the bottom level, this level right here, when you come down the stairs, ruins go off and you step on them, but nothing happens. It just goes, lights up as you step in.
Somebody's been busy.
Arm's like, is it okay to touch that?
Yeah, as long as you don't have bad intentions, yeah.
She touches it. She goes, oh, well, I might have bad intentions. She smiles. Been a long time since we were alone, she says.
Oh my god.
Anyway,
Right?
you go into the storage room.
Yeah. I just want to gather whatever things are in here of hers, and take them up. Leave the door unlocked so that everybody can get their stuff or whatever.
Okay.
Because I know everybody's stuff got put in here.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. A lot of it's already moved, like they've come and gotten it.
Even though the door
Even though
was
the door was locked.
locked.
And it was still locked when you unlocked it. Not everybody's though. You can actually pick the people that's happened with, because their stuff's missing.
Gotcha. Yeah, who's been in here?
Remy. Let's see. Doobie. It looks like some of Vay's stuff's been moved, but it's all there. Like somebody's picked something up and moved it, picked something else up and moved it, and then left. It's really odd. And yeah, you look over at Yayla's stuff, and it's like it's all crated, and the crates themselves are all attached. Look like they've been nailed together, and everything. Like it's one solid piece of all of her stuff. And then behind that, you see all the coffee.
Oh, she better stop.
Coffee.
Crazy ass.
She got all the coffee and put it in here.
Yeah. I think all the weeds in there too.
Yeah. Out of the ship, which is good that she did that actually, or it would be sitting.
Everything would be
out in the destroyed. So that's good that she did that actually.
So yeah, she just will gather everything of hers. I'll look in the chest just for fun.
Which one?
There's 2 chests.
Okay.
One of them is filled with gold. The other one has just random items and.
You open the chest full of gold and it's empty. You open the other one and anything you put in there is in there. It hasn't been opened. It doesn't look like it's been messed with. But the gold is gone. Even in here.
Right.
Everywhere. You haven't seen any gold since that happened. Anywhere.
Yeah. So I will use the staff to shrink the empty chest with gold.
Okay. Goes down. You're just. Myra's watching it.
And then I'll put it inside the other chest.
Okay.
Right.
She kind of looks at you when you do that, and she's like, "OCD much?
Hmm?
OCD much?
Huh?
OCD much? Are you counting too?" She looks at you. You're one of those people that watch the infomercial and orders the thing that vacuums the air out, right? Anyway, here we go.
Oh, goodness.
She's like, "That's handy."
Right? And then she will shrink the other chest down so that she can just fucking pick it up and carry it.
So the box within a box within a box thing.
In a box,
Okay,
yeah.
all right, cool.
With both the other shit in that box.
Yeah. She kind of looks concerned just for a second, and then she laughs. You pick it up.
Come on.
All right, you close the door behind you and lock it?
No.
No,
I'm not gonna
just
lock
leave it unlocked?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'll send out like a telepathy to everybody. Storage room is open, and I'm leaving it open if anybody wants to gather their stuff. And then I'll
That's the
head
thing
up.
I care about right now.
Yeah, right. Got other stuff. Go back up.
Okay.
Put that in the bedroom.
Okay.
We'll just go in the bedroom and hang out.
Lily and
Yeah.
Myra?
Everybody else is gone except the kids, right?
Yeah, I think so. All right, she will initiate spending time with you. It's an easy way to say it, right?
It is.
So you guys see Lily and Myra come in, they're carrying some stuff, and they go into Lily's room. Erez and Zira and Gordon are still at the temple.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to go to Velia and Ray. You guys are in the living room with Vay.
That's right.
And Vay looks at you guys. He's like, let's go talk real quick.
All right.
You guys start to walk off. Dusty stands there and he's like, Dusty, come on. Oh. He follows you, go upstairs, go all the way to the second floor, to the end down there where the little living room is that your brother's supposed to be sleeping in.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't see him. You don't see your brother in there.
Where's Bjorn?
I don't know. Remy and them were showing him around. Maybe they let him use their bedroom or something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Right.
I figured he'd be in here and I'd be able to kick him out.
Be nice to him. That's your twin. That's your twin brother.
Make him stronger.
That's pretty fucking cool.
It'll make him
That
stronger.
means you're my brother. You realize that?
Yeah.
My little brother.
Yes.
Smile.
Sit down. He sits and he goes over and sits. He's like, look, we're fucking way in over our head if we were normal beings, but we're fucking not. We're the Sith family, we're immortal. I'm a goddamn vampire. He pulls his teeth out.
That is so cool.
Isn't it? We're the shit. We're badasses. Don't make yourself think you're not. Man, you've grown so much in the last few fucking days, it's blowing my mind. And Dusty, you got more power in you than you're showing, or that any of us probably realize.
Mm-hmm.
If we're going to Warkeep, we need to consider ourselves just as important as any of those other fuckers. It's going to be a place where we can make deals. It's going to be a place where we can meet people. We won't know who they are. There's got to be ways that we can do that. So we need to figure out our goals and make sure those goals don't conflict with any of theirs. And he points towards the Heroes of the North. You feel me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
So it's important what kind of deals we make and who we make them with and what kind of shoulders we rub and shit. So I know something.
What do you know?
I know how to get on Lily's good side.
Oh, yeah?
I do. And up to this point, I think she's kind of looked at us like trouble.
Like trouble?
Like trouble.
Why would you say that?
At the same time, a little bit of, I don't know.
I don't know. She seems really nice. She told us if we needed anything to just let her know.
Of course she did. But you have to understand that the Heroes of the North, and suddenly we come along. You come along. It's
Okay,
changed their
I
whole
could-
world.
I could see that.
What's happening with us has changed their world. They haven't come and said anything, but I'm telling you, you're important. We're important. We are important. So, if they're going to be with us and hanging out with us, we need to make them as happy as we make anybody that comes to one of our parties.
Okay.
And I'm not talking about fake happy, because I kind of like some of those people we met.
No, they're cool.
They were cool, man. It's cool to have them,
Yeah, for
it was
sure.
cool to be friends. Same with Lily. You guys know I'm independently wealthy. And you probably think that, shit, since gold ain't no longer in existence, that I'm not. The answer's, I'm extremely wealthy. I can buy whatever I want. Okay?
Right.
So, he reaches in his bag and he starts pulling out these books. He pulls out 4 big, massive tomes and he sets them there.
What are those?
Leverage. Something we can do, like the party, to make people like us. Those are for Lily.
What are they?
Conjuration and summoning spells, names of demons, ways to bring them under servitude, all kinds of shit. According to the guy, everything that someone would need to be a conjuration summoner is present in these tomes.
Alright. Damn, bae.
And wrap it up with a bow. Tell her that the Sith family appreciates her. Yeah.
Okay.
Tell me. I overheard a conversation and I know that this will work.
Alright. Just be careful. Let's not piss her off.
I'm not doing it.
What?
He
Oh,
looks
you
at
want
Velia.
us to
He
do
looks at
it?
Velia.
You want us to give them to her?
I want you to give them to her. In the name of the Sith family, of course. But I want you to do it. It wouldn't be the same coming from me.
Okay.
Our family knew that you would like this gift. Give it to you with all humility. And I'm proud to be, connected.
Okay.
Nods.
Alright.
Always have a plan. I don't care if they say not to. He smiles.
I like a plan.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes. We find a balance, you know.
Yeah, but when it's important,
Dusty.
like tonight.
He looks at him. Will this work? And you see Dusty kind of look at him for a second. He goes, kind of closes his eyes and he's yes. But she is no fool. And he turns and looks right over at Vay. What do you mean? The Sith family. She will know immediately that it's you. And he turns and looks at him. Oh.
Oh.
And
Yes.
then he says, but she won't take offense by any of it. Oh. Okay.
And also too, like, I'm known as Fame. Nobody really knows that I also have Sith blood.
Dusty looks at you. He's like, yes, that is.
So me saying this is from
Yes,
the
he would
Sith
know.
family.
She would know it was from Vay.
Yeah.
And he turns and looks at him. Vay's like, shit, I didn't think that through then.
She's looking right at him.
Ray,
Yes.
will you do it?
Yes. Of course.
Will that work? And he looks at Dusty, and Dusty's like, closes his eyes. Yeah. Yeah, she'll be very happy with it. And you're going to mention the Bay family, right? You looked at it that way,
Bay
right?
family?
I mean, the Sith family, right? And he
She'll look at him.
shakes his head. You guys got me flustered. And Dusty's like, I didn't look at it that way. I just looked at it as a gift, and she'd be very happy. It would affect her towards us. He's like, well, it. Can you look at it the other way? And he's like, I don't need to. I can tell you this. She'll know it was from you just like the other one. He's like, all right, fuck it. Then just give it to her. Well,
I'm a Sith too.
yeah, I know. But you don't, you don't constantly profess it like I do, I guess, right? Maybe you should. He looks at you.
Attitude.
Well, shit. Trying to get some shit done here.
Yes, I'll give them to her.
All right. You pick them up?
Oh, I wasn't gonna do it right
Okay,
now.
all right. So you can just say that right
Yeah.
there. So he sits there. He's like, well, that's all I really had. I mean, if we're going to go to this place, let's try to make some connections. Other than that, but the connections I was immediately talking about was with the heroes who need to be
Right.
Gordon.
Ooh, Gordon's my cousin, so that's already automatically
Yeah.
a connection. I know he's yours too, but our parents are siblings.
Yeah.
I don't know if he knows that. He probably does. I would assume.
He doesn't tend to hold it. So it's not so much that. So it's like, how do I describe this to you guys? I want the Sith family to be emblazoned in a form of remembrance in a specific way instead of what it has been.
Right.
That's my goal. So anything and everything that we can do to involve that, we need to. In my opinion.
Okay.
Name of honor. Yeah,
All right. Yeah.
cool. All right, gets up.
The books. Grab them.
They're heavy.
Pick them up.
They're fucking heavy. I know you're strong.
Grab a couple. Sure. 17.
You're strong enough to carry them. You're strong enough to carry them, but they're like, when you think about it, like for a magic user to carry these, you're like, what the fuck? They're heavy, they're iron bound, they're solid. Anyway, you pick them up.
Yeah. Pick them up.
Okay, you carry them. You guys go back downstairs. Dusty kind of trails back behind you guys. Meanwhile, Eras,
Yes.
all of y'all at the Temple of Nera, and the kids.
Yeah. We're supposed to have a priest come in here, and Alexandria was busy.
Right,
She's anxious about.
Alex comes in shortly after. Ah, my. Zirin. He nods at him, and Eras, he's like, you remember me? And they go, yes, we do. Hello, Alex. He's like, yes, I did tell you to call me Alex, didn't I? He's like, yeah, does it still stand that way? He's like, of course. He looks over at you guys. Quite the thing that just happened. He looks at Gordon and you
Yeah.
and Tira.
For sure.
So what are you going to do?
You know, we've been talking about that. Gordon thought it best that we get them checked out just to make sure everything's
Yes, and they're
okay
fine.
with them.
They're fine. They do not have the amount of memories that a 2-year-old to, what are you now, 18 about? And they both nod. A 2-year-old to an 18-year-old, they don't have the amount of memories that would entail.
Right.
They've got 100 times that. From age 0 to 2. And he turns to Alexa. So they're quite grown up.
Okay.
More grown up than an 18-year-old their own age. By 100 times, wouldn't that be about right? And he looks at them both and they're like, yeah. Gordon's like,
0 to 2. So I guess training is next. Right? Look at Gordon.
he
They need to be able
nods.
to protect themselves.
He nods. I have a feeling they already can in some fashion.
They need to pick a path, an avenue of pursuit, what they want to do.
Alex says, I can help with that. We have ways of figuring out where their aptitudes might best be used within the skills that they already possess. It might be difficult with them, though, but we'd be happy to help with that. So something you would be interested in, and he looks at them, and they're like, yeah. And then he says, my children will be very disappointed that you guys have grown, and they both nod like, yeah, they will. We can still see them, though, right? And he's like, yeah, of course.
Yeah, Ares would say, I didn't know that this was going to happen.
None of us did.
How could I?
When did you make this decision? Just suddenly? Or?
He says that to Ares?
Yeah, Alex does.
Well, it wasn't really like I just. Wait, what?
Did
What
this
did you-
just happen, or did you?
Yeah, well, yeah, I was showing them how to shapeshift. I didn't know that they could only do it this once for however long, though. I didn't realize it was limited.
To a year, Alex says. Once a year, and he looks at the two of them, and they look at each other like, okay. I think that they probably need some time thinking about what they want to do.
Yeah, of course.
They seem anxious about doing that. Eris looks at you and she goes, I want to spend time with you though.
Okay.
And Zira, she kind of leans over, and Zira.
Zero would smile at her. I won't be able to be here tonight, but as soon as I get back.
Okay.
But Eris will be here.
So you're gonna stay? I mean, how can I do this with you here? She says. That'd make it difficult. Alex says, oh no, we'll go eat something, get you guys cleaned up and everything, and clothes and whatever you want to wear. And it looks like your baby outfits grew with you, because she just said you look a little silly. Alex says, and they nod, like when he says it, they nod and look at their clothes, and he's like, so we'll go there, we'll start there. Are you guys hungry? He looks at them and they're like, yeah, famished.
Alright, let's get you guys some food.
Gordon left these to Eris. He's like, are you staying with them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why?
Zira and I have to go do this thing tonight, so I just want to make sure
Yeah, I know.
one of us has got it.
Yeah, I got it.
This is weird, he says.
I think it's really cool.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Let it settle with me and then we'll see.
We don't
Alright.
have to worry anymore about
Yeah, there is that.
children. They're
Meanwhile, the kids and everything are leaving and they're going to the cafeteria, to their rooms to get cleaned up and get some clothes, or, Alex is going to be taking care of all that. And he says, just let us know. We'll let you know when we're done and we're getting something to eat or whatever.
okay. I'll be here.
Okay.
That's what it is. I'll be here. I'm not going anywhere.
All right. You can join us for dinner. Let them clean up first and everything.
All right.
And Eris says, you can come with us, Mom.
Okay. I'll go
And
with
Alex
her.
kind of looks at her. He's like, are you sure? She's like, yeah. She's my mom.
I'll go with her.
She goes with you. All right. Zira and Gordon are left in the room.
So I guess those are my kids too.
According to the priest, yes.
That's pretty cool.
You and I made them.
Well, yeah, but
I mean,
I didn't
how
birth
did that?
them.
No, Zira. You and I made them, and Eris birthed them, and
Yeah.
somehow they have parts of all of us.
I'm not exactly sure how that works, but
I think it's probably your Neo blood. I don't know.
Aries is Neo blood.
I mean, Eris is Neo blood. Yeah, from her Neo blood.
Something.
Something.
So you realize Sierra is the heir, right?
To the Orcish kingdom?
Yeah.
I do.
And I'm sure he already realizes that.
I'm sure he
but-
already knows that. Yeah. According to Orcish law.
Yeah.
What are you going to do with that?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that. I'm still alive, so
Right, but wouldn't have been queen if...
yeah.
Yeah. I say you keep it right now.
Yeah,
We'll talk to
no, this
him.
is- Yeah.
He doesn't need to be ruling a kingdom at 18 as
No.
king of the Orcs. No. I say no. As his father, I say no.
Don't try to do that.
To him?
Yeah.
Ah,
He has a
Mm.
fucking attitude, let me tell you.
yeah.
Yeah. He got an attitude with Eris. Yeah, he's mad. He's mad.
How do we fix that?
Spend time with him. Apologize. He didn't seem to be mad at me. I don't know why, but I spent the least amount of time with him out of the three of us. I don't know why he's not pissed at me, but he's not.
Evidently, what they've studied, they've learned a lot, so... more than obvious. Alright,
You wanna
so...
go back?
Well, let's let Eris take care of this. It's too much all at once with all of us, for them, I'm sure, and for
I'm
us
sure.
too. It's crazy. I mean, I don't even know what, you know what I mean? It's craziness. She aged them.
She did.
I think she should clean up the beginning and then we can come in. And we can come in and help a little bit. Okay? Let's go back to the house.
You know, she's not very smart.
I know.
We might want to be careful. But yeah, let's go.
All right. You guys teleport back out of there to
Oh shit.
to the HQ headquarters. And actually, Gordon, he just looks at you and goes, do you have that teleport rod?
Yeah, are you out of teleport?
Yeah, that was the
You
other
should
one.
pull it out. I'm glad I got it then. You need to get it charged. It only has 10 charges left on it.
Agent. He
Agent?
made them, yeah. I'm sure
Okay,
you can
cool.
charge them.
Put it down.
Okay.
Invoke it. Pick it up.
All right. Teleport you guys. Okay. You're back at the house.
Nice.
You do it outside.
Mhm.
Okay, and then go in. Okay. Meanwhile, everybody was inside. You and Vay and all of them come back in. Lily's there, and the others, Gorgain, all of them, the heroes of the north, almost all of them, are there. You walk in.
Walk up to Lily.
Okay.
You say, sure. Before we walk up to Lily, she would like set him down. Be like, is there a gift from the Sith family? All humility. We just, be allies and friends. Smile at you. Well, of course we're friends. Well, it shouldn't be assumed. That is very kind, thank you. She'll look at him.
Okay, they're iron bound and all strapped together. You'll have to undo the latch to open it and everything. The first thing you notice on the cover of the front one is Conjuration Summoning symbol right there. And it's carved into the metal. And you open it. Yeah, Conjuration Summoning techniques, circle techniques, protection circles, summoning rituals, how to use the true names of demons to summon them and trap them, how to make agreements with them, how to use questioning techniques through gates for answers to questions, how to manipulate gates, just as you're fumbling through, you're like, what the actual fuck did they just bring me? Everything that you would need to do anything with Conjuration.
She hasn't had time to go learn.
Everything she hasn't had time to go look for. And that's in this book, like as you're looking through it. Like everything that's on there is in that book. You look at the next one and it's nothing but names of demons classified according to their hierarchy within the lower planes. Then the next one's the same with devils.
Goodness.
And then there's another one that basically teaches you what to do, how not to do it, what to beware of, and all that kind of stuff when traveling in the abyss and using the Styx River, calling the boatman, how to pay him, how to travel on the Styx River to another plane, things like that. It's about all about that, about locations where there are portals in the lower planes. It's like you're looking at something that if your father saw this, he would be fucking flipping out. This is way beyond what you ever thought you would see.
Right.
And,
Or have time to learn.
Or have time to learn. You know these volumes are they're priceless. Each one of them is priceless. Where the fuck they came up with these, you have no idea. Like, it just blows you away.
Yeah.
Your dad's gone his whole life and you've never seen him have anything
Like that.
like this. His is mainly in elemental stuff. And the buckle, when you undo the buckle, the belt itself has the symbol of the Sith family on it. It's a book belt, and it wraps around it this way, and then around this way, and then it has a buckle. It has a symbol of the family Sith on it. You guys sit there and watch her, and it's like she forgets you're there. when she looks through these books. And Vay just looks over at you and nods like that to you. Velia nods at you, and yeah, you get through looking at him.
Yeah. That's what she would be doing until somebody told her otherwise.
Till somebody said, "Hey, well, are you all right?" Yeah, she just goes into it.
Yeah,
Nice.
for sure she would start reading.
Beautiful.
Vay walks over to Remy and those guys, and he's like, "You guys used to go. A couple of you." Remy says to Remy, he says, "You used to go to the Sages Guild in Beacon, didn't you?" And he's like, "Yeah, I've been there. I've had to deliver messages there." Because do you know where they're at, where those sage dudes are? And he's like, "I don't. I might be able to find out." And he's like, "We need to find out. I got some questions that we need answered." I'm sure there are people of the Heroes of the North that might be able to answer some of them, know, like Gordon Ayers and Zero or somebody like that. I don't know. So, you guys are all sitting in the living room, and that's where we're going to stop this evening. It's been a great game. Very kind of just, we're just kind of floating along, doing some things, some role playing. I've really enjoyed it though. A while since we had combat, something might be going right if that's the case, or wrong where you can't see it. Who knows? Next week we'll start back with Heaven's Fallen, and we'll figure out a title. I said it'll be on the thing. Probably be different than anything that I just said, but we'll see. But it's been so much fun. Thank you guys. Don't forget, like, subscribe, share, click the button, the bell. Thank you guys. Peace.
There's a gift inside the old gods granted me, a vision of the way to change reality. In the shadows creeping, get rest your weary head. No time for you to sleep now, or evil it will spread. So gather all your friends and listen to my tale. Adventure story shaping magic and the veil. Dragons, devils, demons, and creatures that I fear, and heroes of the north. Just please don't be scared. The heroes are the monsters to the enemy. It all depends upon the way that you perceive. OriginalGM, we're here to set you free. Come join in the adventure.